history.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Game one is in the books. The Yankees took the opener of this day-night doubleheader. And a quick cleanup of Yankee Stadium, and we're just about ready for Game 2. A long day of baseball here at Yankee Stadium, and many fans making their way into the ballpark, and the Yankees looking to get ahead early in the second game. As tonight, the YES Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's going to be the Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles in Game 2 of the day-night doubleheader from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hi, everybody. Ken Singleton along with Paul O'Neill. Must be hitters night here tonight as Paul and I will bring the action in the second game of the series. Now, the Yankees won the first game 8-3. They got some good pitching from Bartolo Colon, but they really got some good offense in game number one.
Well, this whole homestand that I've been a part of, just watching, and it's been a lot. You see Brett Gardner slapping one off Mark Reynolds' glove out to left field. It gives him a couple runs. But the big blow, Nick Swisher, his 13th home run, gave the Yankees a lead, and then they kind of piled it on. It was a good day for them to get ahead in game one. Look forward to tonight. You see the offense. Eric Chavez continues to pile it on. Boone Logan got to come in late, finish up this game, get him in the clubhouse, and get ready for game number 2.
Here are the totals from game one. The Yankees win it 8-3, 8 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. Colon gets the win. He's 8-6. Tillman takes the loss, goes back to the minor leagues with a loss. He's now 2-4. Swisher, Chavez, and Cervelli all contributing offensively. Let's take a look at our New York Lottery pitching matchup for game 2. Zach Britton, called up from the minor leagues, will get the start for the Orioles tonight. The lefty is 6-7 with a 4.05, and back from the minor leagues, Ivan Nova, 8-4 with a 4.12. Speaking of Nova, we're going to take a look at the young right-hander. When we come back, Paul and I are going to break him down. He's got a good record. He's looking to stay in the major leagues. Can he have that type of effort tonight that will keep him here? It's coming up on YES.
Toyota certified used vehicles are incredible, but now they're getting even better at Lee's Toyota because each vehicle comes with a 160-point inspection, amazing warranties, roadside assistance, and a Carfax vehicle history report. And now certified customers at Lee's Toyota are eligible for special low financing rates. The best new cars make the best used cars at Lee's Toyota. Get low APR financing on all Toyota certified used vehicles. Come see what a great deal really is on a new or used vehicle at Lee's Toyota.
Taxi! Taxi! Taxi!
Getting to the airport can be stress-free. Just call the 77s of Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service and let us get you there on time and smiling. Whether you're going to LaGuardia, Kennedy, Newark, or riding around town, Dial 7 saves you time and money. We've got a bold new look, and we're the best ride in town. Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service, 777-7777.
We're Big Bucks Auto. You've seen us on TV.
You've heard us on the radio.
We pay top dollar for thousands of vehicles, and we're still buying stronger than ever.
Don't spend your hard-earned money on costly ads that just don't work. Then have psychos coming to your home.
No more bait-and-switch trade-ins and not knowing what you're really getting for your car.
Drive in for your free cash appraisal. We'll make you an offer and give you big bucks on the spot.
Even if it's leased or financed. Call us today at Big Bucks Auto, 888-44-BUCKS.
Welcome back to Yankees baseball. Getting ready for game 2 of this day-night doubleheader. Ivan Nova back from the minor leagues will get the start in the second game in April. 1-2 with a 5.82 ERA, but he got better as the season went along. In May, 6 games, 3-1, 3.90, and then in June, 5 games, 3.10 with a 3.58 ERA. Ken Singleton along with Paul O'Neill. And Paul, when we look at what Nova's done, really he did pretty well at big league level, but still he got demoted.
Well, he was demoted because Phil Hughes, they had to get him back in the rotation. Now, Ivan Nova did nothing to be sent down to the minor leagues as far as pitching. I mean, if you look at this start, I called this game in Cincinnati. This is probably his best start of the year. Where this start goes tonight, we're going to have to find out. Is he going to pitch his way back into the rotation, or is Phil Hughes going to keep his thing? This is an important start for for Ivan Nova.
Well, the Yankees won this afternoon. Can they ride the rails to a doubleheader sweep on this Saturday evening? Find out next on Yes.
Okay, detectives, listen up. Sergeant Roxy.
Found this stuff all over Masonville.
What is it?
Cheap store-brand office supplies. Low-quality knockoffs of the brands our customers want.
Aren't they just as good?
Just as good.
Is never, never, never.
Just as good. Our Buy Right program has the brands you want at prices you'll love.
Come on, let's get out there and rescue our customers.
Who but W.B. Mason?
Who is now in jam session. Rock out with Beats Audio. Quad speakers and Blu-ray at a price that will blow you away. Only on the HP DV6D. Get it at your favorite retailer or hpdirect.com.
Yankees baseball and Yes is brought to you in part by Advanced Radiation Centers of New York. When it comes to fighting cancer, precision is everything. By Mazda, Zoom Zoom, and by IOTV. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. Well, a beautiful day has turned into a beautiful evening here in the Bronx. Those are the fields across from the new Yankee Stadium. They're empty for now, but there might be some action there tomorrow afternoon. Certainly there's action at Yankee Stadium tonight as the Yankees take on the Orioles in Game 2 of this split doubleheader. Here's the Orioles starting lineup presented by HP. At the top, J.J. Hardy. He'll be in shortstop. Adam Jones will be in center field. Vladimir Guerrero will be the designated hitter. Mark Reynolds will be at first base. Matt Wieters does the catching. Nolan Reimel in left field. Josh Bell at third base. And Robin Andino, that ninth, he'll be at second. And we're ready to go. First pitch from Nova is in there for a call strike. Here are the numbers on Ivan Nova. 16 starts this season, 8-4 record. More than a hit per inning for the big right-hander. Next pitch is hit in the air to center field for Curtis Granderson. He's going back a few steps, is there, and makes the catch for out number one. Let's check out our Jeep pitcher scouting report.
Well, back to stay. A couple questions. Is he back to stay in part of this rotation with a good outing? Or is he in a competition? We'll have to wait and see. Numbers game. I mean, he last 6 starts before he was sent down, 4-1 with a 3-3. Really didn't do anything bad to be sent down. Pick up where he left off. His last start was against the Mets on July 1st. He gave up 1 run and got the win that day.
Here's Nick Markakis in the second spot. And he takes a pitch for a call strike.
You ever sent down to the minor leagues, Kenny?
No, fortunately, when I got to the big leagues, I was there to stay.
Lucky for you. I went through it a couple times, and you go to the hotel and figured out what you did right, what you did wrong. And in Nova's case, he didn't do anything wrong. And you see that good curveball. That's the key to Ivan Nova. When he has his good curveball, he always has a good moving fastball. But when he can mix in that curveball, it makes him doubly tough. Doubly, is that a word?
Yeah, I've had a few doublies myself. That pitch is fouled off. And it's 0-2 on Markakis. You're speaking of Nova. The Yankees are 11-5 in games that he started this year. That's the second best percentage on the staff. Only CC's better.
Right behind CC. You're right. I mean, if you nitpick into the stats, I mean, you see Ivan Nova, for a rookie especially, has done a good job for the Yankees this year on the mound.
He went down to the minors. You can see his last 5 starts, 4-0 with a 3.41. Opponents hitting .235. He went down to the minor leagues, made 3 starts at Scranton Wilkes-Barre, went 1-2. Markakis lines another one foul. Markakis trying to get his stroke back. He's just 3 for his last 21. He's 2 for 8 in this series. He went 1 for 4 in the opening game of this this doubleheader with his 16th double of the year. But right now he's in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. He's in a defensive posture at the plate. His ball's hit well to left center field. On the run is Granderson. Looks like he's going to get there and make the catch for out number 2. Well, we've seen Curtis Granderson so far. Let's check out the rest of the Yankees on defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Gardner in left, Granderson in center, and Jones in right. Nunez, Jeter, Cano, Teixeira in the infield. Russell Martin doing the catching for Ivan Nova tonight. So 2 up and 2 down, and it'll bring up the Orioles center fielder, Adam Jones. So far for Nova, he's been a strike throwing machine. All 8 of his pitches have been strikes. There's another one. His pitch is fouled off for strike 1 to Jones.
See that 95 miles an hour. So he has this good fastball. Again, if he can get that curveball over, he can be dominant on the mound.
You know he's got to be pumped up, Paul. I mean, been in AAA for about a month. That pitch drops in there for a strike. Tonight's closed captioning brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
I mean, I think he went down with a good attitude, didn't complain, knew he'd be back at some point, but I think you're right, Kenny. I mean, excited to get back here and prove that, you know, he wants to stay here. And you just wonder if he has a good outing. I mean, does that give him a ticket back into the rotation somehow?
His last start was on July the 1st at Citi Field against the Mets, and he got the win. Curveballs hit towards the middle and into center field for a base hit. So Adam Jones, who's now hitting 7 of his last 8 games, is aboard with 2 outs. We told you it's a beautiful night. Let's check out the game time weather conditions presented by Bigelow Tea. 86 degrees, very comfortable, 43% humidity, and a wind at 11 miles per hour here in game 2. If you missed game 1, the Yankees put it in the win column. They won 8-3. Bartolo Colon picking up his 8th win of the year, beating Chris Tillman.
Now, if you missed game 1, Vladimir Guerrero actually did not swing at the first pitch a couple times, which was kind of a shock to some of us.
Swings at it here and fouls it off. We told you he swings at 58, almost 59% of the offerings thrown to the plate. That's number 1 in the American League.
You know what comes back to mind here? And we were talking about Adam Jones was 1 for 3, down 2 strikes in the last inning. And we said how big that was. That last at bat, he got a hit, rolled over right into the next game, got another hit. Now you're 3 for 5.
Yeah, he's got 3 hits. Like I said, you need 3 hits in a doubleheader. He's playing with house money from this point on.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So Nova's jumped ahead of every hitter that's come to the plate.
Good way to pitch.
Vladimir Guerrero. He's like the godfather from the Dominican Republic. All the players from Dominican kind of look up to him. He's been around for a long time. Very well respected. Right now he's in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Throw over the first to check on Jones, and a good stop. Well, the ball hit Jones. Jones is the one that stopped it, not Teixeira.
A lot of times think, you know, that doesn't really hurt. It does hurt. You get hit in the ribs or something like that, which it looked like he did, and then Teixeira took it too. That ball beat both of them up. Right off the helmet.
Looks like Jones is okay. He'll be able to continue. He's got 9 stolen bases on the year. He stole 1 in the first game. Count remains, no balls and 2 strikes on Vladimir Guerrero. He thought about it, held up, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
He usually thinks about it when they're about the middle of his windup, right? That's a good pitch by Nova. He gave up a curveball hit to Jones, which was in the strike zone. Ahead 0-2, tried to make Vladimir leave the strike zone, which he's very capable of doing.
2 for 8 in this series. Runner go. Pitch is fouled off, and Jones will have to come back.
Guerrero kind of ended the game, first game, with an at bat like this, where he got behind and battled back and fouled off a couple pitch, and Boone Logan finally put him away with a high fastball out of the strike zone.
Orioles are not a big-time running team. They've only gotten 40 stolen bases on the year, but Jones is one of the leaders on the team. He has 9, and so does Nick Markakis. Not going this time, and the pitch is outside. Throw the first, and Jones is back standing up. You know, those catchers, you know, I think of Pudge Rodriguez. It seemed like he always tried to throw early in the game, back to first, or as we look at the active RBI leaders. A-Rod on top, Jim Thome, some big-time hitters there. Chipper Jones, Vladimir Guerrero, and Jason Giambi. That's why you make the big bucks, driving in all those runs. Jones not going. The pitch is just off the corner, and the count has gone full. So on the 3-2 pitch, Jones will be going now with 2 outs. 95 miles an hour just off the corner. I would say he is pumped up. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's lined into center field, and that's going to drop in front of Granderson on one hop for a base hit. Jones, with the good speed, he was off and running on the pitch. He heads into third base, and after 2 outs, back-to-back singles, and the Orioles are threatening here in the top of the first.
Well, you're getting a fastball count against Vladimir Guerrero, and that ball right there, waist high, right down the middle. He's going to hit it hard, and he does.
.318 career hitter.
See Granderson in center field. Not much of a chance at Jones at third. He kind of had to freeze on that ball. As a center fielder, the ball hit right at you. The hardest ball to read.
You don't get to be a .318 hitter by missing pitches down the middle.
No.
Here's Mark Reynolds. Reynolds is homered in the first 2 games of this series. Third time this year he's homered in back-to-back ball games. He's up here with 2 outs and 2 on. Curveball drops in there nicely for a call strike. That was a good one.
When you see the front shoulder of a right-handed hitter kind of buckle, and you'll watch this, just it freezes you, and that ball looks like it's coming right at you. You know you got a good curveball as a pitcher. Whoa, the thing kind of just slows down. Not much left to swing at.
Went with it again. This time it missed, and it's a ball and a strike. Mark Reynolds, 2 hits in the first game. Got his average up on the season to .220. Ball is fouled off, and now he's behind on the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yankees with the win in the opening game. Broke a 2-game losing streak. Most strikeouts, Adam Dunn leading the pack, followed by Austin Jackson, Reynolds, Curtis Granderson, and B.J. Upton.
Surprising you see Granderson on that list, but he's done so many good things offensively.
And defensively, kind of makes up for the strikeouts. Once again, Nova ahead on the count. Can he put away Reynolds and get out of the inning? First to third move. Not this time.
Works every time. By Nova, I don't think. Vladimir Guerrero not as fast as he used to be. Used to steal bases. Look, I had 40 stolen bases one year in Montreal, but not that type of player anymore.
1-2 pitch. Breaking ball is fouled off. In fact, the other day he stole his first base of the year.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you see that. You see a pitcher really holding a runner, and then you'll see a breaking ball, because obviously breaking ball, good pitch to run on.
One time, one of the best complete ball players in the game. That is high for a ball, and it's 2-2. It looked like Nova was going to have himself an easy first inning. First 2 hitters were out kind of quickly on fly balls to center field, but now the singles, deep counts for these last 3 hitters. And his pitch count is up to 24 here in the first inning. Pitch is fouled back as Reynolds is hanging tough. Now you noticed he was on the strikeout leader list, but his strikeouts are actually down this year. Here's a guy who 3 years in a row struck out over 200 times.
It's unheard of. He's striking out 200 times.
He's got the major league record for one season. I believe it was 223. That's a lot of striking out. Just off the corner. Nova thought he had him. And now the count has run full. Wow. 199, 199. Ryan Howard. He just stopped. Season's over.
Might have pulled him out the last day. They already clinched, right?
3-2 pitch, and it's fouled at the plate.
See Nova's reaction there. It's like, come on here. I've thrown a good fastball. I've thrown a good curveball. You're used to striking out 200 times a year. Let's go. Let's get this over with.
In the first game, Baltimore was 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position. And as a team, they're only 8 for their last 56. That's over 9 games. This is the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Just outside, ball 4. Nova once again thought he had strike 3. And now the bases are loaded. And Larry Rothschild's going to come out and talk to Nova.
You see Russell Martin kind of moving that ball towards the outside corner, meaning to me that it was a little away, but you see Nova's reaction. See this ball clearly away.
So what looked to be an easy inning is nothing but for Nova. And now he's going to have to face Matt Wieters with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And Wieters been one of the best hitters with runners in scoring position all season long. In fact, his first 6 times up with runners in scoring position this year, he got a hit, drive in a runner. And he started this series .358, and that was 5th in the league with runners in scoring position. And he's going to get a chance with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Curveball, and that misses high for ball 1.
It's almost like he started off just throwing strikes. It was going to be a nice quick inning, and all of a sudden he gets ahead and then starts nibbling. Next thing you know, you've got bases loaded. Don't want to get into a sure fastball count to some of these hitters.
Line drive to left field coming on as Gardner. He slides and makes the catch, and Nova gets out of trouble here at the top of the first. Baltimore leaves the bases loaded. The Yankees will be coming to the plate. Gardner right on the spot.
Nature made them stronger than us, faster than us. We made them smarter than us.
The drug has radically boosted brain functioning.
And increased intelligence. Now, we're the endangered species. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Rated PG-13.
It's never been more powerful. It's never been more fuel efficient. It's never been more BMW. The BMW 3 Series, the ultimate driving machine.
Lease a BMW 328i for $359 a month until August 1st.
Back for the bottom of the first inning as Joe Girardi calls over Russell Martin, and you know, from one catcher to another, probably wants to know what's going on. Some of those pitches look pretty good. Maybe they were just off the corner as we saw. So Maybe sit more towards the middle. Let the young man work from that standpoint. Let's check out the Yankees starting lineup presented by HP. At the very top, Derek Jeter, who sat out the first game, the Yankee captain, back in there at shortstop. Curtis Granderson will be in center field, followed by Mark Teixeira at first. In the cleanup spot, Robinson Cano at second base. Nick Swisher, the designated hitter, had a big game in game 1. Andrew Jones will be in right field. Russell Martin doing the catching. Eduardo Nunez is at third. And Brett Gardner will bat ninth. He'll be in left field. 23-year-old Zach Britton will be doing the pitching. Recalled from Double-A Bowie. He had been with the Orioles earlier this season, struggled somewhat. These are his numbers. And it's been like a tale of two pitchers. In the beginning of the year, he got off great. But he's 6-7 overall, almost a hit per inning. They're hitting 264 against him. Let's check out our Jeep pitcher scouting report on Zach Britton.
Well, you touched on it, Ken. He was good early. He had 4 wins in April. Got off to a great start. Remember me, May 18th versus the Yankees, threw 7 innings. Gave up only 1 unearned run. Forget about it. His last outing in the major leagues. 0.2 of an inning, gave up 7 earned runs in Boston. I always wondered how you spelled that in New York.
It's here's Jeter going to lead it off, hitting at 267 with 4 home runs and 34 runs batted in. Yeah, that was a day you want to forget about. It happened at Fenway Park for Britton. His last start before being sent back to the minors. His first pitch is just outside for ball 1. 2/3 of an inning against the Boston Red Sox. He actually gave up 8 runs. 7 of them were earned. And shortly after the ball game, he found out in a cramped clubhouse at Fenway he was going back to the minor leagues. That pitch is high, ball 2, and he was not happy about it.
Well, nobody's happy about getting sent to the minor leagues, but I think, Kenny, you were talking about it. I mean, nobody on this staff has really been a #1 for him, so you just expect that you're going to continue to go out.
Jeter takes just at the knees for a call strike.
Yeah, big play to end the inning. You see Gardner have to change his glove, and that's because the ball's hooking. As soon as you leave your feet, and then to have to change it, very tough play and a big play with bases loaded. Brett Gardner.
Ball is hit well to right field towards the corner. Markakis on the run. This is going to twist and go foul.
Derek Jeter had the first game off. Left-handed starting pitcher. He gets to lead off the second game. Brett Gardner goes down to the 9 hole. You see that ball's foul by a couple of feet.
Britton throws a very heavy sinker. Got off the season 6-1. They were talking rookie of the year. But then struggled big time from that point on. There is call strike 3 as he sneaks one over the inside corner. The Orioles on defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Raimo, Jones, and Markakis, very accomplished outfield. Bell, Hardy, Andino, and Reynolds in the infield. Wieters doing the catching for Zach Britton. So Jeter caught looking, and it'll bring up Curtis Granderson.
And we saw CC Sabathia in the first game wheeling the lumber. Now we got Phil Hughes over there, just in case this game goes 52 innings and he needs to hit.
Please don't even think that. The last time we saw Britton, it went 15 innings.
That was enough.
The 0-1 pitch to Granderson, and it's off the corner. It's 1-1. That was a game that Hector Noese made his major league debut and went 4 innings in relief and was in trouble the whole way, but picked up his first major league win. That pitch is a call strike, and it's 1-2 on Granderson.
Gonna learn that trick that Robertson has done. You kind of pitch your way into a little jam and then just strike some people out and get out of them.
Ball is hit towards center field, and this is going to drop in for a base hit. So Granderson singles the center field, and he's on with 1 out. Fans, IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. IOTV is the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. There you get a good picture of Curtis Granderson at first base. He has scored more runs than anybody in baseball. 91 runs scored. And a lot of those times he's been on base for this guy.
He gets to jog sometimes. Mark Teixeira, run producing machine.
And that pitch is low for a ball. Britton has a good sinking fastball. He also has a good four-seamer. You can see second in the major leagues in home runs with 29. The Orioles wanted him to go down and work on his breaking stuff in the minors. So we've seen him advance his breaking ball here tonight. Pitch is a call strike, and it's 1-1 on Teixeira.
Okay, did you say they sent Tillman out after game 1?
Yes, he did. That's why Britton was put on the roster. Tillman went back to the minors.
He might be in the same boat. If he throws well, he might stay. He might be gone too. These are starts for young guys that are kind of going back on the shuttle.
In the dirt, Weeder stops it. No advance by Granderson. Orioles also made another move. They traded Koji Uehara to the Texas Rangers. And Uehara's having himself a good year.
Impressive numbers.
Here's the deal. Chris Davis, first base. Tommy Hunter, right-handed pitcher.
Threw in a couple of cool $2 million.
$2 million bucks. Here's your transaction. 2-1 pitch, and it's swung on and missed. The count levels at 2-2.
You know, you always talk about those trades and how exciting it is for a guy going from the Orioles to go to a winning team, have an opportunity. Then you forget the other side of it. I mean, Tommy Hunter, now he's traded to the Baltimore Orioles to come to an organization, but they are looking for pitching, starting pitching.
2-2 pitch, and they tried to sneak it over the inside corner like he did with Jeter, but missed. The count is full, 3-2. Another thing tonight, if you notice in this second game, Mark Reynolds is playing first base. Derek Lee is not playing, and he was taken out of the first game. There might be something working there.
Yeah, his name was on the block. Jeremy Guthrie also.
Runner goes. The pitch is fouled at the plate. By the way, Uehara this year, a 1.72 ERA in 47 innings. He gave up just 25 hits, 62 strikeouts, and 8 walks.
Yeah, we saw him last night. A lot of it is all based around that little split finger that he throws. Not overpowering, really. It was 89, 90 at the most last night. Good split finger and pitches ahead.
Long hold by Britton. Granderson's on the move. The pitch is fouled at the plate once again by Teixeira. This is one of those situations. It's not really what you would call a steal situation. The Yankees trying to stay out of the double play. Granderson not getting the best jumps against the lefty.
Yeah, and your first concern if you're Granderson is, Kenny, you touched on it, you're not stealing this base. You cannot get picked off. You have to make sure he's going home, and you hope Mark Teixeira puts the ball in play.
There he goes. Pitch is on the way, and it's low and inside for ball 4. The Yankees have 2 men on here in the first inning. Going to take a look at the Major League runs leaders, brought to you by HP Touchpad. Everybody on. We're speaking of runs, and there's Curtis Granderson at the very top. And over in Queens, Jose Reyes leading the National League with 78, and Jacoby Ellsbury of the Boston Red Sox. 78 runs scored.
But you look at that, Curtis Granderson, 13 runs ahead, and that's a nice little lead. Huh?
That's a good 2 weeks ahead of those guys.
You got all those electronics, touch pads, iPads, iPods. You got all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's the electronic age.
Is that it?
Yeah.
God, I was hoping it was just Mike. Would you too? Huh?
Pitch is swung on and missed by Cano. Cano is 1 for 6 in this first 2 games of this series. Two on, 1 out. Yankees threatening here in the bottom of the first inning, game 2 of the day-night doubleheader. And that pitch misses. A ball and a strike to Robinson Cano.
Kenny, I think you agree with me. The last couple of days, Robbie just does not look comfortable at the plate. He's 2 for his last 18, and it hasn't been a hard 2 for 18. He's had some uncomfortable swings. Just looks like he's a little out of sorts right now.
You know, you go through stretches of a long season where you need that second, third, maybe even a 4th win. There is strike 2. It's 1-2. Britton's pitch count is up to 20. And of all the Orioles starters, He averages about 15.5 pitches per inning, so the Yankees are making him work here in the bottom of the first. There's Buck Showalter. Looking for some improvement. Outside, and the count is now 2-2 as it levels off to Robinson Cano. Orioles starting pitching has not been good. Maybe they have a few games where they look like they might be moving in the right direction. Then they go south for a while.
Remember where they are?
They are last in the league in earned run average. Bouncing ball to the left side and on through into left field for a base hit. Granderson's being waved home. Here's the throw by Reimold, and Wieters can't handle it. Granderson scores. Teixeira moves over to third, and the Yankees lead 1-0.
Well, Wieters looks like he got a little short hop as a catcher, but I don't think Granderson got the plate going through there the first time. So if he comes up with this ball, he's out. Robbie slapping it the other way, finding a hole. Good way to get started on game 2. See Curtis Granderson making a good turn, avoiding the tag. Yeah, I don't think he got the plate, but he got back in a hurry. See the short hop. Well, he might have got the corner.
He's going to make sure, though.
Yeah, he did.
He did get it, but let's make sure. So Britton was backing up. There's going to be an error charge to Reimold on the throw that allowed Teixeira to move to third base. So here's Nick Swisher. Yankees leading 1-0 here in the first inning. And Swisher takes a pitch maybe a little low for ball 1. That's a tough error for an outfielder.
Sure is. You know, as an outfielder, you do all you can to give that catcher a good hop where he's not short up. But every once in a while, I think as a catcher, they're afraid to leave the plate. You know, you can take a step out and catch that ball and get back also.
Swisher's now hitting 6 straight games. He's hit 8 home runs in his last 38 games, including 1 in the first game of this day-night doubleheader. Here comes pitching coach Rick Adair. And he's going to try and slow things down for Zach Britton here in the bottom of the first inning.
I don't know if you were watching one night, Kenny. He hit the facade of the right field for the longest home run I've seen. We're talking up in here. He dotted the I out there, the Presbyterian thing, and it's. He said Russell Branyan had hit one up there, but Nick Swisher, that's one of the longest balls I've seen in the new stadium.
Well, if he does it right-handed, we have a story. Yankees are broken out in front here in game 2, 1-0. RBI single by Robinson Cano. Yankees still threatening. Runners on the corners with 2. Make that 1 out. And Swisher takes a pitch for a called strike. It's 2-1. Nick checking with home plate umpire Andy Fletcher.
I don't know if that ball was down or if it was just caught bad by the catcher or by Wieters. It's just once in a while as a hitter you kind of look back there and just see how he receives it.
Bouncing ball, high chop to short, bobbled by Hardy. Only one play. He throws on the first, not in time. Swisher beats it. Teixeira scores, and it's 2-0 Yankees. And we'll see how they score that. Could that be yet another Oriole error here in the bottom of the first?
This is the type of baseball that's got to drive Buck Showalter crazy. Obviously, the fundamental plays, you've got to get outs. Hardy, pretty good player, though. That's going to happen.
This is going to go as an error on the shortstop. Hardy gives Swisher a run batted in, number 60 on the year. Kind of a tough hop.
No, you see that in slow motion, but that happens so quick as a player when you can't get a handle on that baseball.
Here comes Andrew Jones, who's playing right field here in the second game for the Yankees. Still 2 on, still 1 out. Yankees up 2-0. And Jones takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Off-speed pitch is swung on and miss.
A few changeups at Britton throws. Good one there.
By the way, the Yankees are 48-15 when they score first in a ballgame. Ball is hit well to left center field. This is going to change Raimo back. Still going back. This one is off the wall. Cano's going to score. Here comes Swisher. He's going to be held up. The Yankees take a 3-0 lead. Robbie Thompson threw up the stop sign at the last moment. Andrew Jones just missed a 3-run homer. But the Yankees have broken out in front 3-0. It's been a rough couple of last first innings for Zach Britton.
Andrew Jones hits this ball, thinks it's got a chance. Hits the top of the wall. But I tell you one thing, Robbie Thompson did a great job because the runners, Nick Swisher being the second runner, was very close. And he was able to keep one of them going and stop the other one. You see Robbie knows his score. You see right here, right there, he can. Robbie's got to look back over his shoulder.
Well, the seventh batter for the Yankees here in the bottom of the first is going to be Russell Martin. He's got runners at second and third with one out. And he takes a pitch, and that misses ball one.
Oh, remember the days there? Those spikes catch, beat up your feet. Take a couple days to get your toes back.
Well, the Orioles with 2 errors to help things along here in the first inning. The Yankees with 3 runs on 3 hits, and those 2 errors have broken out in front 3-0. So Zach Britton, in his last 2 innings in the major leagues, not even 2 innings, is now giving up 11 runs.
I told him to forget about it, right? The scouting report last out, you got to get that out of your head, but all of a sudden those couple errors, those extra outs, Kenny, when you're used to giving up runs on a bad team, those extra outs really haunt you.
It's actually 1 inning total, with 2/3 in Boston and 1/3 of an inning here. Martin got the afternoon off. He's in action here in the second game. And in an RBI situation here in the bottom of the first inning. And he lines one into right field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Swisher's going to score. They're going to hold Jones at third. Markakis has a strong arm, makes an accurate throw. Well, the Yankees are now up 4-0 on Zach Britton and the Orioles. Still only 1 out in the first inning.
I tell you get Russell Martin, good piece of hitting there. Ball away, drive it away. Don't try to do too much with it. Just keep it going. Again, Robbie Thompson holds up Andrew Jones. Pretty good decision. This ball's right on target. How far Robbie gets down the line, and that very good job.
He knows the Oriole outfielders. All 3 of them have very strong arms. Number 8 hitter, Eduardo Nunez, first and third with 1 out. And he'll take a pitch for a call strike. Nunez was 0 for 5 in the first game with 3 strikeouts. And he batted second in the order. First time in his career he ever batted second. Ball bounced towards the middle into center field for a base hit. The hitting continues. So does the run scoring. As Andrew Jones scores, and it's 5-0 Yankees. Give Nunez an RBI single.
Well, Buck's got to think, wow, we're in the first inning of the second game, and I'm down 5-0 already. Nunez does a good job. Ball, just drive it up the middle.
It looked like Britton had a chance to make a play, and he let it go, thinking it could be a double play.
I'll tell you, if he did, he made a big mistake.
Yeah. Here's Jason Burkett. He's going to heat up quickly in the Baltimore bullpen.
A lot of relievers don't expect to be up in the first, huh?
Here is Brett Gardner. The Yankees have batted around here in the first inning. Still only 1 out. Gardner, 5 for his last 30. Well, so Martin, we've seen him steal third base this year. little distraction for Zach Britton as he stepped off. Outside for ball one. What did Yogi say? Like deja vu all over again?
All over again.
Yeah. 2/3 of an inning, 8 runs, 7 earned. That's exactly what happened in Boston in his last start. There's a strike, and it's 1-1.
You think about that. That's hard to do. Back-to-back starts, 2/3 of an inning, 7 earned runs in both of them.
Well, 5 in this one. So he's
not finished yet.
He's got a little ways to go. Not out of it yet. Deja vu as opposed to what is happening to him, not the numbers themselves. Gardner takes inside for a ball, and it's 2-1. Pitch count up to 37 here in the first inning. So Nova, who struggled after getting the first 2 outs, eventually got out of the jam with the bases loaded.
Good play by Brett Gardner.
Some defensive lapses by the Orioles have helped things along here in the bottom of the first and opened the door for the Yankees. They lead 5-0. There's a strike, and it's 2-2.
2-1 breaking ball.
Crowd buzzing. People just got in their seats.
It's only about a hot dog, and you look up and it's 5-0.
Little chopper. Might be a tough play. Britton has it. Straightens. Throws. Not in time. Gardner beats it out. And now the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Brett Gardner, he's going to hustle down the line. This is a tough play. You knew from the get-go. Like Brett Gardner stepped on Reynolds' foot. Asked him when he came back, are you okay?
Yankees now with 6 hits this inning.
On the side of the foot there.
So that'll bring up Derek Jeter for his second go-round here in the first inning. His first time up, he was called out on strikes. Jeter hitting .326 against left-handed pitching this year.
Had 8 consecutive Yankees reach base since he started off with a strikeout with a good pitch on the inside corner to Derek Jeter.
Check swing. Did he go? No. There's Jim Reynolds. Ball 1 to Jeter. Bases loaded. 1 out. Little chopper. This is going to roll foul. It's a ball and a strike on the Yankee captain. Derek Jeter in his career, all of those hits, one of them a grand slam home run. That was against the Cubs across the street at the old stadium.
I'm looking up at the board, and the all-time list 334 career stolen bases. I didn't know he held that record too. I thought maybe Ricky would be there.
He did have it. Ricky did have it until this year. 2 balls and a strike. Britton now up to 42 on the pitch meter.
In the 5th yet?
Feels that way, doesn't it? 2-1 pitch. Hit hard into right field for a base hit. Russell Martin will score. Here comes Nunez. The throw is wide. He will score, and the other runners will move up. It's now 7-0 Yankees.
Well, Kenny, I told you he wasn't finished. He's up to that 7th spot again. Derek Jeter, after striking out the first time, drives in a couple runs. Here comes Buck Showalter. I think he's seen enough.
Jeter now with 10 runs batted in on this homestand. Nunez flying around third with the 7th Yankee run, and Zach Britton could be knocked out for the 2nd consecutive start in the 1st inning. We'll be back with more. Yankees leading 7-0. We're not finished with the 1st.
McDonald's! The simple joy of knowing what they want. Like a 20-piece McNuggets for just $4.99.
Years ago, we invented the automobile. And 80,000 patents later, we're still reinventing it. It's no coincidence that the oldest car company has the youngest and freshest line in the luxury class, Mercedes-Benz. See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for exceptional offers on the C-Class.
You're the best, Mr. Snuggles.
Another pet name? All right, I'm smart enough to notice that my favorite fresh brewed Mickey D's sweet tea is now on the dollar menu, so I'm smart enough for this.
You're the best too, sweet tea pie.
Oh, chipmunk.
Sweet tea and the McDonald's dollar menu.
Well, this call to the bullpen brought to you by AT&T. Buck Showalter goes in bullpen very early here in Game 2, and he comes out with right-hander Jason Birkin. Birkin making his 31st appearance of the year, one-time starter in the Orioles rotation. Birkin started the year with the Orioles, went back to the minors, now back in the big leagues, 1-2, 4.93, more than a hit per inning. The impressive numbers of 33 strikeouts in 34 2/3 innings. And he'll get the call. Runners 2nd and 3rd, still only 1 out. And here's Curtis Granderson, who got things started with a single with 1 out. Looked like a harmless single to center field. And of course, the Yankees went on to score 7 times from that point. Still, we're in the bottom of the 1st. The Orioles are going to bring the infield in against Granderson. Runners at 2nd and 3rd, and just 1 out. First pitch is a call strike. Granderson had his 20th hit of the month, his first time up. 7 of those hits have been home runs. He leads the Yankees in home runs in July with 7. Birkin deals, good stop by Wieters, and it's a ball and a strike. Well, I'm sure it's somewhere along the line. You batted twice in the 1st inning.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt about it. Tell you what, believe me, you don't want to start off 0 for 2. You usually end up putting a little pressure on yourself. I said Derek Jeter struck out his first time, and all of a sudden you're 1 for 2 with a couple RBIs.
Another pitch in the dirt to Granderson. It is 2 balls and a strike. Now the Yankees have scored 80 runs in the 1st inning, more than they have in any other inning. So you get off to good starts. I think that's one reason why they're 48-15.
Do you think it has a lot to do with pitchers coming into Yankee Stadium and just thinking where I am? I'm in Yankee Stadium. This is the New York Yankees. You got to use that to your advantage if the Yankees, and they have to this point.
Ball is fouled off. At this point, the Yankees have marched down the field, scored that touchdown, kicked the extra point. It's 7-0.
Got the ball again. What Curtis Granderson had a pitch there. He hasn't missed a lot.
Cat is level at 2-2. You see Gardner at 3rd, Jeter at 2nd. Plenty of speed on the bases. Pitch is swung on it, missed, strike 3, and it was out number 2.
Wow.
Well, there was talk about Ubaldo Jimenez coming to the Yankees, but reportedly he's been traded to the Cleveland Indians. He was pulled from his start tonight. You can see his record on the year. And of course, we'll get you updated. I believe Jack Curry will have updates on what has happened with Ubaldo Jimenez.
Jack Curry's busy on the line. He's got updates with everything.
Teixeira, he's getting busy. Line drive into the corner. Gardner scores. Here comes Jeter. Teixeira on his way to second, and he is in with a double, and it's 9-0 Yankees. So Teixeira, who walked and scored, now drives in 2 runs here in the first.
Again, Mark Teixeira loves to hit in these positions. It's a ball down and in, just hooks it down the line. Markakis, my God, he felt like he's thrown a game out there. He's made about 5 throws in the first inning.
This is the second 9-run inning of the homestand for the Yankees. Is now Teixeira's at second with 2 outs. And it'll bring up Robinson Cano. The Yankees have sent 13 men to the plate here in the bottom of the first inning. Cano had a single and an RBI his first time. And he's taken all the way, and that misses. You saw Wieters kind of hesitate before he threw the ball back. He thought that was a strike. Cano picked up RBI number 64. And that gets in on his hands and is fouled off. Count as a ball and a strike. The Yankees have hit for 31 minutes here in the bottom of the first. In the dugout, you ever say, Paul, let's hit for 45 minutes?
Yeah. I know what Bucks felt like he's been out there for an hour and a half, and we're in the bottom of the first.
Cano takes a call strike, and it's 1-2. I hope none of the fans shows up late for the second game. What happened? 9-0 Yankees. That's what's happened. This pitch is drilled down the right field line, and it is curving foul. Had the distance, but not the direction. As Cano was out in front. We told you how well he's hit Baltimore pitching. Usually he keeps those fair.
It's behind on the first fastball. It seems like he turned it up a little bit. Just hooked that one a little bit foul.
Now that one back as he hangs tough, and the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. 9 runs on 8 hits and a couple of errors by the Baltimore Orioles here in the bottom of the first inning. Wonder how Ivan Nova's feeling about this time.
He's probably down to the cage throwing. He's been sitting over there for a long time.
Jason Birkin out of Clemson University.
Well, South Carolina.
Yeah. Clemson, South Carolina. Nice little town in western South Carolina. Call it upstate. That is low, and the count is 2-2. Cano bounces one foul. Well, we told you the Orioles have had their pitching woes, and this has kind of been an example of what has happened to them. They have thrown 56 pitches this inning.
You throw 56 pitches in an inning, you're going to give up some runs.
9 to be exact, at least 9. Outside, the count is full. 3-2 on Cano. Time marches on. Payoff pitch, and it's drilled into right field for a base hit. Teixeira's being waved home. The Yankees are into double digits here in the bottom of the first. It's 10-0. Cano with his second run batted in of the inning. Teixeira scores for the second time this inning.
You see, Robbie, he fouled off a couple pitches. A little hanging slider out over the middle of the plate, low. Jones into right field. Do they even have room? Yeah, I guess they do.
Yeah, they do.
Can't even do a replay without adding a run. Did you see that, Ken?
Yankees' first 10-run inning of the season. Here's Nick Swisher. Swisher reached on an error, got himself a run batted in, hustling down to first base. The error was by the shortstop, J.J. Hardy. Those Orioles fielders have been out there for a long time. Here's a pitch, and it's outside. Ball one to Swisher. 14 Yankees to the plate here in the bottom of the first. Ball is hit high in the air. This is to deep right field. Markakis going back. This one is gone. A home run for Nick Swisher. We told you he's been hot. It is now 12-0 Yankees. Swisher homered in the first game and is now homered here in the second game. What an inning. A nightmare for the Orioles. Swisher has driven in 3 runs here in the first.
You see Markakis, he took a few steps, like, wow, here we go again.
Here's Andrew Jones. Jones had an RBI double. The only Yankees not to drive in a run in this inning, Granderson and Gardner. Here's a pitch for a strike, and it's 1-1. Here's the Coors Light cold, hard blast. This is really cold.
Okay, you've talked about Nick Swisher. I mean, he's been swinging the bat so well left-handed. Just continues. Started the game off right-handed. Now he's back to left. With extension.
Two-one pitch to Andrew Jones, and it's outside. By the way, in the first game, didn't Nick have the cold hard blast in the first game?
You ever hit a cold hard blast?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe in Cleveland it was cold. The 3-1 pitch to Jones, and that's high for ball 4. And he's on for the second time this inning.
Speaking of Cleveland, you went over that trade. I mean, for the Cleveland fans, that's got to be exciting that this team is going to go out and bring in a frontline pitcher and then try to stay in that race in the Central.
Here's Rick Adair, and he's out to speak to his second pitcher here in the bottom of the first. Wow, this is kind of beating up my scorecard here.
That's why I don't keep one, Kenny. You just get too big of a mess. I think Buck's already turned the page on his. This is a manager. You almost think, you know, maybe if I go argue or something, they'll just send me to the locker room. I don't know if I want to watch this.
This is the most runs the Yankees have scored in an inning since they had 2 13-run innings in 2005. Russell Martin had a single and an RBI and a run scored. That was earlier this inning. He takes a pitch for a call strike.
Can you say earlier in this inning? That could have been 5 minutes ago, half an hour ago, huh?
12-0 Yankees here in the first. That's inside for a ball, and it's 1-1. Well, Jason Birkin has come out of the bullpen, but the Yankees continue to score runs. Get out the adding machines. Calculators. Pitch is outside for ball 2, 2-1. The crowd is buzzing. You don't expect to see 12 in the first.
The lottery number, doesn't it?
Inside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike on Russell Martin. 16 batters have come to the plate for the Yankees here in the bottom of the first. Ball is hit towards the middle. Hardy has it. Flips to Andino, and that's it. The Yankee offense comes alive here in the bottom of the first inning. 12 runs on 10 hits at the end of 1. It's the Yankees 12 and the Orioles nothing.
We rock this house.
Hard Time, all new episode, Tuesday at 10, netgeotv.com/hardtime.
You love cars, and you enjoy working with your hands. Put the two together and learn a skill at Lincoln Technical Institute to become an automotive technician and to get into a new career doing what you love. From engines to transmissions, electronics, and so much more. Our experienced ASE certified instructors have been there and will show you step by step how to diagnose and repair all types of cars and trucks in an on-the-job type atmosphere. Get training for a career that has openings anywhere in the world. Not only are these skills in demand, but it's something you'll enjoy doing. As long as there are cars on the road, there will always be a need for properly trained automotive technicians. Pick up the phone right now and call Lincoln Tech. Classes start soon. This isn't just a job. It's a career. You can do this, and we can help you.
Call 800-754-9105. Classes fill fast, so pick up the phone and call now. That's 800-754-9105. Call now.
What a bottom of the first. 16 batters, 12 runs, 10 hits, 2 Oriole pitchers, 70 pitches thrown by those 2 pitchers, and 40 minutes and 10 seconds.
You know, out of those 70 pitchers, the catcher didn't throw too many of them back. You know that?
The 12 runs are the most that the Yankees have ever scored in the first inning.
So we saw history together.
Yeah, we did. Nice working with you. Hey fans, it's time for the Toyota Text Poll. Tonight's question is, if you were a player, how would you spend the time between doubleheaders? Text your vote to 58772. Here are your choices: eating, playing a game, sleeping, or watching television. I know how we spent it.
That's right.
So Ivanova sitting for 40 minutes and 10 seconds. That 10 seconds might do it. Here's Nolan Raimo, and he'll take the first pitch for a ball and strike. Now we here in the booth, Paul and I and the rest of the crew here in the booth were treated to a nice dinner by the New York steak people. New York
NYY steak.
Yeah,
they treated us right.
Oh, it was great.
To eat in your own booth, have it delivered. What other ballpark in the world can you have that done? Huh?
We want to thank Henry Gordon, the general manager, for taking care of us. It was wonderful. 1-1 pitch to Raimo, hit on the ground, and Nunez at third. He gloves it, straightens up, throws a little high, but Teixeira keeps contact with the bag, and there's one out. We told you Nunez has problems with his throws, but he's got a Gold Glove first baseman to help him out on this play. 1 down. NYY stick. I want to thank Kerry for bringing
everything.
Yeah.
We want to thank the whole place.
Yeah.
We're just happy to be along here tonight.
If you got a chance here when you come to Yankee Stadium, you get here early enough to want to have a great meal, that's where you go, among other places here at the stadium. Here's Josh Bell, and he was recalled from the minor leagues recently, and he's playing third base.
An old timer, Josh Bell. No. Here, Ryan, look that up, would you?
Pitch is fouled off. Nunez, does he have a play? No, he doesn't. No balls and 2 strikes on Bell. That pitch is high, 1-2. Call, strike 3. Nova drops that curveball in there, picks up his first strikeout of the night. Quickly, it's 2 up and 2 down.
Thought I was crazy, Kenny. There's been 2 other Josh Bells in the major leagues.
I think one of them might have been George Bell's younger brother.
Oh, was that right?
Maybe. I'm not quite sure about that.
Well, we look at Robert Andino's picture on the scoreboard. He's still happy. No matter if it's 12-0 or not. Updated it from game 1. Look at that. That's awesome.
They should go with the other one now.
Wipe that smile off your face, kid.
Nova deals a strike, and it's 1-1. And Dino getting more of a chance to play in the absence of Brian Roberts. He and Blake Davis is split time at second. Curveball hit on the ground to short for Jeter. This is going to be a quick 1-2-3 inning. A 3-minute half inning for Ivan Nova. He's back on the bench. Yanks up 12-0 on the Orioles.
The New York Yankees are legendary.
And the 2-2. He struck him out. Yankees win 1-0.
Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, August 10th, when the Yankees take on the Angels for a Yankee Stadium tradition, Cap Night. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees cap, courtesy of Starter.
The New York Yankees, a proud tradition, a legendary history.
Grey Goose, world's best tasting pot.
Every cigarette is doing you damage. New research shows how tobacco smoke attacks a vital gene which protects lung cells from cancer. One damaged cell is all it takes to start lung cancer growing. Every cigarette is doing you damage. So the sooner you quit, the better you'll be.
It's time to look up the upcoming schedule, brought to you by Excella Express. Enjoy the journey. Well, after tonight's ball game, second game of the split doubleheader, finish off the series with the Baltimore Orioles tomorrow afternoon at 1:05 again beyond Yes, and then the Yankees hit the road. Chicago and Boston. White Sox for 4, and then the Red Sox for 3 over the weekend in Boston. Playing some tough teams on the road. So here is Jason Birkin. He followed Zach Britton to the mound. And he'll get Eduardo Nunez leading it off for the Yankees here in the second inning. Nunez had a single, scored, and drove in a run in the first. And he takes a fastball upper edges of the strike zone and strike one. 12-0. Yankees, where were you? They scored 12 in the first. It lasted 40 minutes.
Wasn't a quiet 12 either. It was loud. It was the hard hit balls, some home runs, a couple errors that kind of added to the fire. It was a solid 12-run inning.
Nunez did not go around, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Nunez, Gardner, and Jeter. Here in the bottom of the second. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Ball is popped up. Let's see if there's a play for Wieters. He comes over near the Yankee dugout. Does not have a play. And the count is full at 3-2. Now, we have mentioned that the Oriole bullpen's been overworked coming into the, they've lost 10 road series in a row. The starters have not fared well for Buck Showalter, which means he's had to go to the bullpen early and often. Just similar games to tonight.
Yeah, this absolutely just beats a bullpen up when you get into the.
This ball's hit well. The deep left center field. Jones on the run. This one takes one hop off the wall. Nunez can fly. He's rounding second on his way to third, and he slides in with a lead-off triple here in the bottom of the second inning. That helmet had no chance of staying on.
Ran right out from under it. See another ball elevated right over the middle of the plate. Nunez knew he hit it hard. Luckily, the ball hit close enough to the wall to stay in. It's up on third instead of a ground rule double.
That is the second career triple for Nunez. He didn't have to slide.
No, an easy stand-up triple there.
That was for effect. You ever heard that call before? He slid into third with a stand-up triple.
I was usually full bore trying to get there. I don't know if you had too many stand-up triples in your days either.
Not many. Ground ball is short. This is going to score a run. Nunez will trot home. The throw is high, but Gardner is called out at first base. Reynolds keeps a foot on the bag. Give Gardner a run batted in on the ground out to short. It's now 13-0 Yankees. And now only Curtis Granderson has not driven in a run this game. Back to the top of the order at Derek Jeter, who's already been to the plate twice. We're in the second inning. Struck out and then single, the two-run single. And he'll take a pitch for a call strike.
Kenny, we had talked earlier about that doubleheader, right?
Yeah.
Good 8 or 10 at bats.
Might be more.
That might be game 2.
Jeter's in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes.
I know one thing, Kenny. You've been on both sides of games like this, and you'd much rather be in that Yankee dugout at this point, believe me.
Jeter takes a pitch inside. We're adding up Britton's numbers from his last 2 starts. One at Fenway Park, one here at Yankee Stadium. 1 inning, 13 hits, 17 runs, 13 unearned, and an earned run average of 117.
Be a tough way to get a win, isn't it?
Jeter tried to check, but that's in there for call strike 3.
I know
number 2.
As a pitcher, you got to rely on your offense to score you some runs, but I don't know if they're going to score you 120 to get a win. This ball kind of bearing in on Derek. They gave up on it on the inside corner, and I know as a hitter it's hard to, you can't ask, you can't complain, you got to look at the scoreboard sometimes, but as a hitter, I mean, you want good at bats, and you see that ball ran in off the plate.
Granderson with a rocket, and it's fair down the first base side. He's going to take a turn, and he's going to hold on. Markakis has a very, very strong throwing arm.
And believe me, he's loose. He's had plenty of time to get loose out there tonight.
Granderson with his second hit.
Ball hit hard. Every once in a while, it just shoots right to the right fielder. Now the only reason Granderson doesn't have an RBI is because nobody was on second or third for him, right?
Here's Teixeira. He's got 2 runs batted in. 2-run double. And he'll take a pitch from Burkett. Poured in there for a strike. Yankees 13 runs on 12 hits. One and one. Teixeira with the 2 runs batted in. Now it's 79 on the season. Creeping a little closer to that 100 RBI mark.
Oh, it's a magic mark when you're playing, isn't it?
Yeah.
100 RBIs.
To me, it's like going a board game, going all the way around the board.
Yeah.
Ball is drilled foul. After that, it's gravy. Teixeira walked and scored in the first inning, then doubled the home 2 runs. And now here he is again in the second. Off the fist, and it's going to get into the outfield for a base hit. Bell couldn't get to it. That was one of the softer of the Yankee hits today. But still counts. He's 2 for 2. And the inning continues.
And you see Mark Teixeira. You see how much his front hip opens. You don't see him get jammed that much. Right on it, stays through it. Even though he hit it on the handle, he found a hole with it.
Inning continues for Robinson Cano. That evens up the hits and the runs for the Yankees. 13 runs on 13 hits. Cano has 2 of those hits, and he scored 2 of those runs. And he also has driven in 2 of the runs. And he's taking all the way. It was up there like a statue. That one's in there for a call strike.
You know, it's funny because Robbie, the first game, I was noticing, just does not look himself at the plate. Even the first at bat didn't look too good, but then he ended up slapping a ball that got through the hole on the left side. Good at bat last time. That's what it can take sometimes. Just one at bat to set things off again.
Now he's down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
There's a pattern there somewhere, Kenny. Can you figure it out?
Some sort of secret code, you know, like one of those things you have in your hotel when you want to put your valuables away. Going downstairs to work out. Ball is lined to left field, and this is going to be in there, and it's going to be in there for extra bases. Grandison scores. Teixeira's being waved home. There'll be a throw to the plate. He is going to score, and it's 15-0 Yankees as Robinson Cano drives in 2 more runs with a double. His 3rd consecutive hit.
You talk about that first hit. It wasn't his best, but it's really has locked him back in because this is a great piece of hit. Ball up and away. There's a Robbie Cano swing that you can take to the bank there.
Cano is now driven in 4 runs in 2 innings. Raimo couldn't cut it off, and that enabled Teixeira to score all the way from first. So Cano stands at second, and here's Nick Swisher. Swisher reached on an error and scored. Also drove in a run on that play. Then hit a 2-run homer. That was all in the first inning. And the first pitch is in there for a strike.
I tell you what, you look at the Baltimore Orioles out there now, and if you're Buck Showalter, you've come over here to kind of weed things out and build a team. You can tell a lot about a player when you're going through a game like this. Guys that are just will continue to battle no matter what the score is.
Robinson Cano ended the start of this game 2 for his last 18. Now he's 3 for his last 3. Swisher increased the hitting streak to 7 straight in the first inning with a homer. That pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Yankees with 12 in the first, 3 more here in the second. They're probably looking at scoreboards throughout baseball at ballparks. What is happening? Low and inside, a ball and 2 strikes. That can't be right. Plenty of action throughout the major leagues this evening. Swisher hits one to second. Andino gloves it. Throws on to Reynolds, and the Yankees are retired here in the second inning. But they scored 3 more runs. At the end of 2, it's 15-0 Yankees.
It's
a Sunday matinee as the Yankees and Orioles finish their set in the Bronx. Tomorrow, home run derby champion Robinson Cano has his sights set high as he and the Yankees look to finish off the O's at the stadium. Orioles, Yankees. Coverage starts tomorrow at 12:30, only on Yes.
McDonald's!
The simple joy of knowing what they want. Like a 20-piece McNuggets for just $4.99.
I wish I lived in the golden age, giving it up on the Broadway stage. Hang with the rats and smoke cigars, have a break with Frank and count the stars. Dressed to the nines with hair to match, shiny jewels, casino cash. Tapping feet wanna take the lead, a jet bag and diamonds all I need. Oh, sing it out loud, gon' get back honey. Sing it out loud, get away with me.
It's the end of the model year, and Nissan is laying it all on the line. The Bottom Line sales event is back. Get the bottom line on our full line. Get a $179 lease on Altima or a $279 lease on Maxima. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your tri-state Nissan dealer. Hurry, event ends soon, and that's the bottom line.
You're the best, Mr. Snuggles.
Another pet name? All right, I'm smart enough to notice that my favorite fresh brewed Mickey D's sweet tea is now on the dollar menu, so I'm smart enough for this.
You're the best too, sweet tea pie.
Oh, chipmunk.
Sweet tea in the McDonald's dollar menu.
Top of the third inning on our Lincoln scoreboard. The Yankees, yes, they lead 15-0 over the Baltimore Orioles as we move to the top of the third. And right now we're going to bring in Kim Jones, who's standing patiently by as the Yankees have racked up 15 runs. And, you know, Kim, the trade deadline is getting closer and closer. And manager Joe Girardi had some thoughts about what might happen.
Well, he's very coy when asked, though, Kenny. He's very good at not giving away anything, that's for sure. But Joe Girardi asked, of course, about tomorrow's trade deadline. That was earlier today. Joe was talking about it, and he said, my job is to manage the guys in the room. We have a lot of talent in that room. We're where we are right now because of them. He went on to credit players who have been unexpected surprises. One of them started game one, and that's Bartolo Colon. And Joe simply said, as long as this club stays healthy and guys continue to step up, I think we're going to be okay. So he wasn't giving away any wishes or desires on that trade market. He was giving confidence to the guys he has in uniform now. Well,
they're very confident having a 15-0 lead on the Orioles here in the top of the third inning. And speaking of confidence, when you make the All-Star team, you have to be confident. Russell Martin did for the Yankees this year in his first year. There's a strikeout of hitter number one here in the third inning.
That's right. Russell Martin, an all-star, and Kenny, so was Matt Wieters of the Orioles. And those two will always be intertwined, at least in their own minds, and here's why. Russell Martin was scheduled to play the second half of that game. Manager Ron Washington telling Martin, you're my next guy in sometime after the fifth inning. Well, Martin thought about it for a moment. He had already played in 2 all-star games as a National Leaguer. Now, of course, he made the American League all-star team this time around, and Matt Wieters was in his first game. And Martin said, hey, Skip, I need a minute with you. And he told Ron Washington, let the kid play. Give him a chance to get in there. I'll be your emergency guy on the bench. Well, Ron Washington was blown away, and today I had a chance to talk to Wieters about it. He said he was so appreciative. He could not believe that gesture from Russell Martin. He said he enjoyed hanging out with Russell Martin during the All-Star game, and he said for it to be my first All-Star game and me to get to play in that game means something to me. And Paul and Kenny, you'll appreciate this. Matt Wieters went on to say that he hopes somewhere down the line in his career, when he's an all-star as a veteran, he can do the same for a young guy in his first all-star contest.
And while you were speaking there, Kim, we had a shot of Wieters on the bench. He looks a little shell-shocked after the first couple innings here, but that's to be expected. But Wieters is Buck's kind of guy.
Yeah.
The manager really respects his young catcher.
He is, and Buck will tell you, Matt Wieters gets very frustrated by this young pitching staff, and I'm guessing an hour or so frustration boiled over if that is indeed the case. But Matt Wieters is the face of the franchise, Kenny. He is the guy they will depend on to build around, as Nick Markakis is going to get a double here.
Yeah, Markakis gave that one a ride over the head of Gardner in left field. continue on with Matt Wieters.
And Matt Wieters tonight is starting his 85th game as catcher. That leads all American League catchers. And there's no innings limit for Matt Wieters, but Buck Showalter does say we have to be careful with him. He had game 1 off today. He has planned that he will give Wieters tomorrow's day game off as well. They simply don't want to burn the guy out. He has a lot on his plate mentally and physically in this game. But Buck Showalter says no player is more prepared. And he says Matt Wieters has a tremendous sense of humor. That might be coming into play here in this Orioles dugout soon, by the way. I asked Wieters about that. He said this. Oh, he's talking about my sarcasm, which usually gets me in trouble with my wife.
Yeah, yeah, that can work for all of us, right, Paul? Here's a pitch just outside to Adam Jones. Well, Kim, we want to thank you for the update here in the top of the 3rd inning. We'll see you on the post-game show. Once again, a great job.
Look forward to it, Kenny.
Kim,
Thank you.
I have a hypothetical question for you.
Here we go.
All right,
I know
Paul.
you take notes down there, and I just want to know if you would have had the bottom of the 1st as your do you have notes for 45, 50 minutes just in case?
That would have been quite an inning, wouldn't it, Paul?
My headphone would have been off. I guarantee you it was all on you.
That would have been fun.
Have a good night down there, Kim.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
And Kenny.
Pitch to Adam Jones is in there for a strike, and it's 1-1 on Jones. Jones had a base hit his first time up. He's had 3 hits in the 2 games that Paul has alluded to. 2 hits his last 2 times up in game 1. Now hit for Jones here in the 1st inning. Now he's up here in the 3rd. Next pitch is fouled back. Nova gets that in on his hands. Well, you just look at some of the shots of Buck Showalter. You can see he is not a happy man.
I mean, it's been so frustrating just coming into the series the way they've been playing, and they get a great outing last night from Guthrie. Then they come out today, lose game 1, and then 15-0 in the top of the 3rd.
Swing and a miss, and that's going to do it for Adam Jones. 2nd strikeout of the inning, 3rd of the ball game for Ivan Nova. So Jones is gone and bring up Guerrero, who had a base hit in the 1st inning. When you look back at the top of the 1st, the Orioles had a chance to jump out in front. They loaded the bases with 2 outs, and Nova got out of it. Wieters hit a sinking line drive that Gardner made a nice play on to end the top of the 1st inning.
Is that game 1? No, that was the beginning of this one.
Yes, yeah, you're absolutely right. Once again, Paul. Well, 1 ball and no strikes. Orioles going to the black jerseys in game 2.
If you're Ivan Nova again, you're trying to win yourself back into the rotation. So no matter what the scoreboard says, you've got to throw pitches. And right there, you're giving up 1.
That's going to break the shutout. Markakis will score as Guerrero rips a double to left center field. And it's now 15-1.
Second fastball that Guerrero's hit hard off Nova. Still get that head to the baseball, can he? 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
And he rips this one. So now it's 15-1 with 2 outs and man at second to bring up Mark Reynolds, who drew a walk to load the bases against Nova in the 1st inning. After Nova got the first 2 Orioles to fly out, then all of a sudden he was in a little deep water. But he was thrown a life preserver by Gardner in left field. This pitch is fouled back just to our right, and it's strike 1 on Reynolds.
It's 87. I think that's a slider that stayed up in the zone. He's been pretty much fastball curveball, but now he's going to try to mix something else in.
Yankees are trying to sweep this doubleheader and move their record against Baltimore this year to 8-1. Inside, moves him off the plate, a ball and a strike. One of the problems for the Orioles is within their division. The last one was 96 miles an hour. They're just 13-27 against the East.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way around it. I mean, when you're playing the Yankees, you're playing the Red Sox, the Rays earlier in the year when they were playing well. I mean, every single night when you're in the East, you're playing teams, top caliber teams, some of the better teams in baseball.
And up until recently, Baltimore had lost 16 in a row at the Rogers Center. But then they came out and got a couple of wins.
They didn't even throw Toronto in that equation, and then, you know, they're a pretty good team.
They can swing the bats.
You know, you get them on a night where, you know, Romero starts or something like that. I mean, they're a good team. Bautista.
2-1 pitch is hit high in the air to right field. Coming on is Andrew Jones, and he's going to make the catch, and that's going to do it for Baltimore here in the third. They pick up a run on 2 hits, both of them doubles against Ivan Nova. To the bottom of the third, Yankees on top at 14.
I run 10 miles every morning, do 2,000 sit-ups a day, eat 7,000 calories, and train for 8 weeks straight. So, why did I get a small phone? Well, if there's one thing I know, little guys can pack a punch.
Flick, stack, and move between active apps on the nation's smallest 4G smartphone. The HP Veer with WebOS works like nothing else.
The New York Yankees are great moments.
There it goes! See ya! A long home run off the bat of Granderson.
Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Tuesday, August 9th, when the Yankees take on the Angels. The first 18,000 guests 14 and younger will receive a Yankees Back to School set, courtesy of PC Richard & Son.
The New York Yankees, a proud tradition, a legendary history.
Got it. Don't be the last to know. Get it faster with 4G. It's the network of possibilities. AT&T.
Fans, don't miss a Yankee Stadium tradition on Wednesday, August 10th, when the Yankees take on the Angels. It's cap night. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees cap, courtesy of Starter. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankee Clubhouse shop, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849.
Always a special night or day here at the stadium. Cap night or cap day. On our Lincoln scoreboard, it's 15-1 Yankees bottom of the third inning. Andrew Jones is going to lead it off. Andrew is yet to be retired tonight. Had a double and a run batted into the first inning and also drew a walk. Facing the right-hander Jason Birkin in relief of Zach Britton. And Birkin's first pitch low and away for ball 1. I was talking to Andrew the other day. Asked him if he knew, as he takes a pitch inside for ball, that he was the second leading hitter with walk-off hits of active players.
Oh, you were telling me that before the game.
And he had no clue.
Yeah.
He had no clue. Only one hitter in Major Leagues has more walk-off hits than him.
Wow.
Whoa, is this one hit? Way back. This one is gone off the back of the bullpen for Andrew Jones. His 7th home run of the season. And it's now 16-3 Yankees. Or 16-1 Yankees. Whoa, is that drill?
You know, when you've got to stop a good story like you did there, kid, that ball was hit.
Oh, my goodness.
I thought that had a chance. I mean, and I haven't seen one hit off that starter sign out there in the bullpen. I thought that had a chance. Wow.
Oh, man.
Like a softball swing there.
That's his first home run off a right-handed pitcher this year.
Why is this thing going?
Goodness. High and deep into the ninth.
Trust us, folks. That's a long way out there.
Well, you can chop that up into 50 singles. Martin takes a pitch for a call strike. So I was telling him he's got 17 career walk-off hits. That's second most of any active player. David Ortiz happens to have 18. He had no clue he had that many.
Does seem like a lot, though.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of times the end of the ball game. I bet you a few of them were just like that last shot we saw. Yeah. Martin has singled and scored, driven in a run, takes a pitch low and inside. It's 2-2. Yeah, we're showing Buck Showalter, and you know we said this has been like a broken record for him. Orioles bullpen has thrown the most innings in baseball. That's low. And they were going to throw a lot of them tonight. Full count now on Russell Martin. Crowd still buzzing. That long home run off the bat of Andrew Jones.
And they lost one of their bullpen guys right before the game, too.
Yeah. That pitch is low, and Martin draws a walk. As Paul alluded to, the Orioles made a trade. They traded Koji Uehara. Traded him to the Texas Rangers for first baseman Chris Davis. We've seen Chris in the big leagues before. A lot of power, good fielding first baseman. And Tommy Hunter, a pitcher. So Davis should be here. I don't know, maybe by tomorrow. Meanwhile, Derek Lee has been held out. He was taken out of the first game and held out of the second one. So he too might be on the move before the trade deadline's over.
Sure does raise some eyebrows. Right before the trading deadline, you see guys that usually play that aren't in the lineup. The Jimenez traded, that surprised you? Because I had heard that he was off the market. Then all of a sudden, here it happens the day before.
Oh, well, you know, I think as you get closer to the deadline, things start to heat up. Yeah. Prices go down.
Goes to show you, when Seattle was just in here, they said King Felix absolutely was not on the trading block. Will that change overnight? Who knows?
There is Derek Lee, and he is a spectator this game. Meanwhile, Nunez has had himself a good night. He's 2 for 2. Single, triple, 2 runs scored, and a run batted in. That's after going 0 for 5 in the first game. He's working on that 3-hit night we were talking about in a doubleheader. Look out, that's inside. How did he hit that?
In the world? Every once in a while, looks like you just say, I'm swinging. I don't care. Like he moved that top hand, it might have hit him.
A lot of movement on that two-seam fastball from Jason Birkin. Popped high in the air to left field. Coming on is Raimo. Going back is Hardy. Who's going to make the play? It's going to be Raimo who makes the catch. A little confusion there. But the left fielder hauls it in for the first out.
Again, this is when it becomes iffy, when the infielder won't get out of the way. As an outfielder, you call it. Already got out late. See, that ball didn't go. Wasn't clean in there, was it?
Here's Gardner. Has himself a base hit and a run scored, an RBI. That coming on a ground out last inning. As you might expect, the Yankees with 16 runs on 15 hits. Every Yankee has scored a run. Everybody but Granderson has driven in one. Every Yankee has at least one hit. So everybody joined the party before the bottom of the third inning was over. This pitch is popped up into foul territory. Coming over is Josh Bell. He makes the catch for out number 2. Fans, take the Yankees with you when you travel out of the Yankees home territory. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see Yankee games live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, that's baseball everywhere. Here's Derek Jeter, 1 for 3 with 2 runs batted in and a run scored. And that sort of night in this second game where the Yankees have kind of fattened up those batting averages. This ball is hit in the air to left center field, and Jones makes a nice running catch to rob Jeter of a hit. But the Yankees pick up a run on the long home run off the bat of Andrew Jones. His 7th home of the year makes it 16-1 Yankees at the end of 3.
Whatever happened to cars? Now they got extension cords, flower vases, voices telling you curb proximity. Maybe it's just me, but all I care about is what's under the hood. 1800 tequila.
We'll take you anywhere. Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service. The best ride in town. Call 212-777-7777. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, let Dial 7 take you to or from the airport in style. Book online and save. Or call Dial 7 today. Dial 7 212-777-7777. Dial 7. Don't leave town without us.
We're Big Bucks Auto. You've seen us on TV. You've heard us on the radio. We pay top dollar for thousands of vehicles, and we're still buying stronger than ever. Don't spend your hard-earned money on costly ads that just don't work. Then have psychos coming to your home. No more bait-and-switch trade-ins and not knowing what you're really getting for your car. Drive in for your free cash appraisal. We'll make you an offer and give you big bucks on the spot. Even if it's leased or financed. Call us today at Big Bucks Auto, 888-44-BUCKS.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema. Saddle up.
Now we ride.
For the crispiest, crunchiest, craziest.
When is it going to die?
So, Adventure of the Year. Johnny Depp is
My eye! That's going to heal right up.
Rango. Movies start at channel 125.
Time for the New York State Smokers Split Line Quiz. Here it is. The Yankees won the 1996 American League Championship Series against the Orioles 4-1. Who was the only Oriole pitcher to pick up a win? And it wasn't that gentleman. That is Harry Belafonte.
Wow.
Harry was a big-time singer back in the day. I can remember my mom having his albums. And, what's that song? Daylight Coming, I Want to Go Home. That was his song. Yeah, that was his song.
They used that in Beetlejuice when they were dancing around the table
funny?
there.
That was great. We might change the lyrics tonight. Daylight Coming, the Yankees. Keep coming home. Ivan Nova getting ready to start the 4th inning. He's got a 15-run lead to work with. It'll be Wieters, Reimold, and Bell. Here is Matt Wieters. Kim Jones was talking about this fine young catcher in the top half of the 3rd inning in her report. Wieters, we heard Kim say the manager wants to watch him closely. He is 2 for his last 29 over his last 8 games. That pitch is outside from Nova for ball 1. Steve Sciarippa of the Sopranos. He's here.
He's here a lot.
He's a regular. I hope he wasn't late tonight. A lot of fireworks. If you missed it yourselves, the Yankees scored 12 in the bottom of the 1st. Then 3, I think, scored in every inning. This pitch is hit in the air down the left field line. Going to be a long run for Nunez, and he's called off by Gardner, who makes the catch in foul territory. So there is one down here in the 4th inning. That Gardner covers a lot of room.
He does. I mean, he's a true center fielder. Played a great left field this year for the Yankees.
You know, that makes it a lot easier for the shortstop and the third baseman when you got a left fielder who can run him down. He's got center fielder skills, what you need in left field here at Yankee Stadium.
Big left field gap. That speed comes in handy.
Here's Reimold. Checks his swing, but that hits the corner. It looked like a little cutter.
I was going to say he's mixed in that slider or cutter, whatever you want to call it, but that's a high 80s. Kind of got away from his big curveball. Another one.
Strike 2. Reimold down, no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss on a good sinker, and he's gone. 3 pitches. Reimold's out. 3rd strikeout for. Make that 4th strikeout for Nova.
And slider, and now you throw that 2-seamer. So you have a slider going away from the batter and then that two-seamer going in.
I always think of what Yogi said. You know, you have one pitch, it's the scissor effect, as Tony said, but I always think of what Yogi said. When you get to the fork in the road, take it.
Yeah, cover one of them, right?
Yeah. This ball's hit well to center field. Granderson going back. This is off the bat of Josh Bell, but Granderson has it, and it's a quick 1-2 inning in the top of the fourth. There is Yogi, Hall of Famer Yogi Berra.
J&R, New York's largest and top-rated technology superstore for cameras, computers, audio products, movies, music, housewares, TVs, video games, and more, is now proud to be the official consumer electronics retailer of the New York Yankees.
Every cigarette is doing you damage. New research shows how tobacco smoke attacks a vital gene, which protects lung cells from cancer. One damaged cell is all it takes to start lung cancer growing. Every cigarette is doing you damage. So the sooner you quit, the better you'll be.
70 years of capability and freedom. That's a milestone we didn't get to by taking shortcuts. The 2011 Jeep vehicle lineup. Remarkable 4x4 fuel economy, upgraded interiors, uncompromised craftsmanship and off-road capability. But here's one shortcut we think you should take. Get to the Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram summer clearance event now.
Now during the summer clearance event, lease the Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $339 a month for well-qualified lessees.
Fridays is offering a 3-course meal for just $12.99. Choose an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert from over 16 delicious full-size menu items. Factor in our world-famous bartenders and good times with friends, and you're looking at 5 courses. Fridays 3-course meal for $12.99.
Hey, I'm Curtis Granderson. Check out what's happening on YesNetwork.com.
Don't miss Chris Sheeran's weekly Off the Wall podcast for an in-depth discussion of the Yankees playoff chase. Stream it now at YesNetwork.com or subscribe on iTunes. It's the Off the Wall podcast at YesNetwork.com.
Bottom of the fourth, it means it's time for the answer to our Smokers Quick Line quiz. And the Yankees won the 1996 ALCS against the Orioles 4-1. Who was the only Orioles pitcher to pick up a win in that series? You remember?
Has it been seen it?
Yeah, that would be my guess.
David.
Oh, my goodness. That's
Boomer shut us down, huh?
Does it seem like a long time ago, Paul?
You know, 96 really does.
Yeah,
because that was the start of everything. But, boy, that does seem like a long time ago.
Orioles bring a new pitcher out of the bullpen to start here in the bottom of the fourth inning. As Curtis Granderson steps in, it's going to be Chris Jakubowskis coming in.
Glad you said that.
Well, I've heard his name pronounced before. And, you know, I listened closely because it took their announcers a few times to get it right, too. Jakubowskis deals a strike to Granderson. Granderson has scored a couple of runs. Takes one inside for a ball, and it's 1-1. Granderson to Sharon Cano for the Yankees. They lead 16-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 12 runs in the first, 3 in the second, and 1 in the third. This ball is lined into right field for a base hit. Granderson's 3rd hit of the game. I'll tell you what, I give the Yankee hitter some credit here, because it's easy to go out there and let your mind wander when you're leading by 16-1.
They have a lot of pride. I mean, they want to put together good at bats.
That pitch is a breaking ball in there, and you said you've been on both sides of this sort of deal. I have too. I remember a game in Toronto. We were behind like 18-2 in the third or fourth inning.
Start looking at the clouds, see if it's going to rain.
And ended up losing 24-10. Had a little rally at the end there.
Really? Threw a 10 spot up on him?
You score 10, you usually win.
Score 10 and you're still not even sniffing the lead.
Tell you how bad it was, as we were getting crushed. I went down and sat next to Earl Weaver so he could see me and maybe take me out of the game. He got up and said to the rest of the guys, he said, and this is for my benefit, for those of you starters who think I'm going to have to sit here and watch this and you're gone, Forget it. Ball's hit in the air to center field for Jones, and he's got it. And that's out number 1 here in the 4th. So I just calmly picked up my glove, went back out to right field. Played all 9 innings in a 24-10 loss. Got so bad that Elrod Hendricks pitched.
Oh, those are bad. I was in one of those games with Cincinnati where I ended up pitching through 2 innings. First inning, we'll talk about it. I had 2 strikeouts.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Second inning, we'll go to station break because I got hammered.
You remember the final score of that game?
No, a lot too little.
Cano with a bouncing ball and through for a base hit.
Robbie's having one of those nights where he hits it hard, it falls. If he doesn't hit it well, it falls.
He is now 4 for 4.
4 for 4 in the 4th.
3 singles and a double for Cano. Have yourself a night, Robbie. Have yourself a nightcap.
Exactly.
So there are 2 on and 1 out to bring up Nick Swisher. That's Cano's first 4-hit game of the season. He's got a chance for more. This is only the 4th inning. Swisher is 1 for 3. That one was a long home run, his 14th of the year.
Little cross up there.
Little cross up. Wieters right away goes out to the mound. There's a man on second now.
Wieters makes a good adjustment there, looking for the. It thought it was a fastball, but adjusted to the curveball. Oh, Kenny, I'm looking at this, and it's, you know, if this score continues to hold out, and Robbie's played both games. You got a day game tomorrow. I don't really know if you have I don't know if you could bring Chavez back after playing. You know, can you bring him back into a double game? So you know Robbie might have 18 in him today.
Somebody's got to eat these innings. Chris Jakabaskis. Started the year in the minor leagues. Came up, started a few games for Baltimore, working out of the bullpen. Swisher checks his swing, takes it for a strike. Yankees now with 17 hits. We're in the 4th inning. Line into center field for a base hit. Granderson will be held at third as Jones gets the ball back in. Swisher with his second hit, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Well, Nick Swisher, and you're seeing the best of Nick Swisher, the best he's been all year, basically. I mean, he's hitting with power. He's hitting the ball up the middle. Little hanging slider, drive it right back up the middle. Ball's inner half. He's usually hitting out of the park. He's going through a real good streak at the plate.
Yankees 9 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Here's Andrew Jones. Jones is 2 for 2 with a walk.
And a long one.
Oh, my goodness. Hit one to the back of the bullpen last inning. 7th home run of the year.
I don't know if it hit that starter sign or not, but it was close.
I think it did. Ball is popped up into the short side of the right side of the infield, and Andino makes the catch around number 2. So there's 2 down. Bases remain loaded. Yeah, that starter sign stopped it.
Yeah, there looked like there was a little white mark on it. There might have been a little dent.
Here's a good look at it, Paul. Boom, right on the end.
Oh, yeah. That white mark is there. It's a battle wound to the starter sign.
That's a long way from home plate. So Russell Martin will step in. He has an RBI, run scored, base hit. He's also reached on the fielder's choice and drawn a walk. 1 for 2. Swing and a miss, strike one. We told you the Orioles traded Koji Uehara to the Texas Rangers. Jeremy Guthrie, his former teammate, tweeted, "Koji will be missed in Baltimore. Great pitcher and friend. Happy to receive a couple of really good players in Hunter and Davis. Sayonara."
What you do between games? You tweet? Huh?
Not me. Close.
That wasn't on the quiz on the that wasn't even one of the choices, was it? What do you do between games?
Little chopper. Jacobaskas bounces off the mound. Throws on the first. Gets Russell Martin. The Yankees are held off the scoreboard. Here in the 4th inning, Robinson Cano has had 4 hits in this game. He's driven in 4 runs. Yankees lead 16-1. On to the 5th inning.
Introducing the Schwab mobile app. It's Schwab at your fingertips wherever, whenever you want. One login lets you monitor all of your balances and transfer between accounts so your money can move as fast as you do. Check out your portfolio, track the market with live updates, and execute trades anywhere and anytime the inspiration hits you. Even deposit checks right from your phone. Just take a picture, hit deposit, and you're done. Open an account today and put Schwab Mobile to work for you.
Here's the deal. Let's sign this. We'll roll this party out to sushi and sake bombs. Bones that, huh, Stash?
Dave, have a mimosa for breakfast?
Terrific.
Why isn't Dave acting like himself?
We switch bodies by peeing in that fountain. Oh, my God.
From the director of Wedding Crashers.
What do I tell Jamie when she wants to have sex tonight?
You're not having sex with my wife, Mitch.
And the writers of The Hangover.
She comes at me like a hurricane. A guy can only withstand so much.
What day is it today? Tuesday? It's a non-issue.
You guys don't have sex on Tuesday?
The Change-Up, rated R.
The official ice cream of the New York Yankees could be your ticket to the game. Every carton of delicious Turkey Hill Bronx Bomber Sundae and Pinstripe Brownie Blast is a chance to win Yankees tickets.
Brain freeze. Ringing the closer.
So get into the game with Turkey Hill, official ice cream of the New York Yankees.
Everyone, Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry with your Audi update. You want to see something weird? Rockies and Padres, and amidst all the rumors of Ubaldo Jimenez being traded to the Indians, he's on the mound with Esmil Rogers in as an emergency relief pitcher, and he's given up a 2-0 lead.
It's one of the more bizarre things I've ever seen, Bob. A guy who knows he's about to get traded is out there still pitching for his current team, knowing he's probably headed to another team.
And really not looking like he has his heart in it. And Kenny and Paul, we just can't figure this one out.
Well, it's 16-1 here at the stadium with the Yankees leading as we go to the top of 5th. And I think Jack is still standing by on our Acela scoreboard at 16-1. And Jack, you mentioned it's one of the strangest things you've ever seen with Jimenez. Do you think he's out of there in a few innings?
I think that he's probably going to be out of there soon, Kenny. I'm not sure what the holdup is, but people in San Diego are reporting, and I've spoken to 2 sources who said that this deal is going to happen. It's 3 prospects. It would be Drew Pomerantz, who's a pitcher, and he was the 14th best prospect in the country, according to Baseball America. The other pitcher would be Alex White, who was the 47th best prospect, and then a Double-A first baseman, Mac McBride. Here's one thing that might be holding it up. Pomerantz hasn't been with the organization for a year, so he can't be traded. So he would be a guy that couldn't be traded until after August 15th. He would have to be a player to be named later in the deal. That could be one thing that's holding it up.
Jack, as the trade deadline begins to heat up, any other news out there?
Yeah, absolutely, Kenny. Kuroda, another pitcher who the Yankees had their eye on, but never really thought that he might waive his no-trade clause. Well, they were right. He's not waiving his no-trade clause, so the Yankees who are interested, the Red Sox who are interested, they're going to have to look in other places because Kuroda loves L.A., wants to stay in L.A.
Randy Newman said we love L.A., didn't he?
I was just going to say, isn't that a song?
Yeah, it was. Any news on the Yankees, speaking of the Yankees?
They're going to keep looking, Kenny, but Brian Cashman has said that he wasn't going to do anything stupid and he wasn't going to give up a ton of prospects. He said if it means that he sacrifices this year and doesn't make a deal to keep prospects that he thinks can help the Yankees down the road or help the Yankees make a deal down the road, he didn't mind doing that, and so that's where the Yankees are right now.
Well, Jack Curry, always on top of what's happening throughout Major League Baseball. Thanks for the update, Jack, and we'll see you on the postgame show.
Thanks, guys.
All right, back here, we're in the top of the 5th inning with 1 out. Top of the order for the Orioles. J.J. Hardy's fly to center and struck out. He's 0 for 2. In fact, Hardy's looking for his first hit in this series. He's 0 for 12 now. And he came in having a big series in Toronto. Breaking ball has popped up. This is going to be 0 for 13. Andrew Jones is there. And he makes the catch for out number 2. He had 4 home runs in Toronto before he came to New York and the Bronx.
Change of scenery didn't suit him very well, right?
So 2 up and 2 down. And here's Nick Markakis. He has scored the Orioles' only run. Had a double. Was driven in by Vladimir Guerrero, who doubled. Both of those 2 base hits coming in the 3rd inning.
Look up at 16 runs going into the bottom of the 5th. The Yankees will have 18 hits. Ryan, do a little research for him. What's the all-time hit record for the Yankees in the game? Just for fun.
Well, I know this is a season high in hits for the Yankees with 18.
After 4 innings, too.
Yeah, after 4 innings. Not even half the game's over. Here's a pitch. And this is a call strike to Markakis. How about this for Ivan Nova? Called up from the minor leagues. He's under the pressure to pitch well. He wants to stay in the big leagues. Last start in the big leagues was July the 1st. Bouncing ball. Jeter to his left from behind the bag. Hurries to throw across. And that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Ivan Nova. Got a 12-run cushion to work with in the 1st inning.
Who is now in jam session. Rock out with Beats Audio. Quad speakers and Blu-ray at a price that will blow you away. Only on the HP DV6T. Get it at your favorite retailer or hpdirect.com.
At GE Capital, we're out there every day with clients like JetBlue, financing their fleet, sharing our expertise, and working with people who are changing the face of business in America. After 25 years in the aviation business, I kind of feel like if you're not having fun at what you do, then you've got the wrong job.
My landing was better than yours.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Was not.
Yes, it was. What do you think? Take one of the big ones out?
Nah.
Bring the power of the Optimum network to every corner of your home with the ultimate triple play from Optimum. The best TV, internet, and phone, plus a whole lot more. Get blazing internet speed throughout your house with the free advanced wireless router. Wirelessly connect your PC and TV with Optimum Link. And watch live TV on your iPad anywhere in your home with the Optimum app for iPad. Get more from your home network for just $99.80 a month your first year. Call 866-333-7162 for the ultimate triple play from Optimum.
Jeter's destiny, Cano's derby, and CC's dominance. Tomorrow on the next WB Mason presents the Joe Girardi Show. The skipper recaps a memorable month of July and offers his personal reflections from Hope Week. Plus a preview of the next big battle with the Red Sox at Fenway. It's a new Joe Girardi Show. Tomorrow at 5, only on Yes.
Well, you saw Derek Jeter shaking his hand going off the field, and we'll see why. I mean, every once in a while as a fielder, you get that hand in the way and it pops up and it doesn't look like much, but you can either split a nail or just bruise the top of that finger. He ran down with Stevie Donahue, but he ran back up and started getting his gear on ready to hit, so it's like he'll stay in the game.
And every once in a while you get that finger in there, you get your bare hand in there too quickly.
Yeah, it hurts too.
Nunez leading off for the Yankees here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, and count is 3 balls and no strikes. I've done that on a fly ball. You get your hand in there just a little too quickly. That hurt. And here's the test. Swinging the bat. 3-1 is on the way, and Nunez lines it to the second baseman, Andino. So Nunez, who is 2 for 4, is out of there.
All right, Kenny, you know what? We've talked about why we're up here alone. Michael went off, just took off to a wedding tonight.
Yeah.
So I told him to keep his phone by him. So I'm going to send him a little text. Ryan, put him on the clock here. Just want to see how things are going at the wedding. Ready? Set. Hang on a second. My razor doesn't go that quick. All right, there we go. There we go. Ryan, go.
Pitch is in there for a strike to Gardner, who's 1 for 3. So would you text him the score?
No, I didn't know. He probably knows that. I just asked him how the wedding's going.
No.
We'll see.
The 1 pitch, you know, if he's out there dancing, this might take a while.
Especially if it's a long song, right? I am a little disappointed and hasn't come back at this point already. Uh-oh. We've got action. This is from one of my. Nope, it's from Michael. Nice. What is that? I tell him to send pictures. 45 seconds, pretty good job. I tell him to send pictures, but I can't get them.
Slow roll of the first for Reynolds. And Gardner's at number 2. You need a new phone, man. Jack Vasquez has got the first 2 Yankees here in the 5th, and it brings up Derek Jeter. Let's see if Derek's hand is affected as he swings the bat. 2-run single in the first inning. Well, what a night for the Yankee offense. What did we find out the Yankee record for hits in a 9-inning game is?
That franchise record, 30 hits, 1923 at Boston, Fenway Park.
I wonder if there was anybody in the lineup that didn't get a hit.
I'll tell you one thing. There was a game here where we scored 21 runs against the Cleveland Indians, and there was one guy who didn't get a hit, and that was me. Joe Torre pulled me out in the middle of the game. He felt sorry for me.
It's just fouled off, and it's 0-2.
Derek Jeter trying to get to that ball in, trying to shoot it the other way, but you see him kind of grimace a little bit. That finger might give him a little problem.
No balls and 2 strikes. There's Stevie Donahue talking it over. And that, of course, is his throwing hand that's been affected in the top hand on the bat. The bottom hand kind of guides the bat to the ball, but the top hand is the forceful hand. It's where you get your power. One and 2. Trainers and managers have very special relationships. I mean, they have to have honest relationships about the health of the players and who can do what. Somebody needs some time off. Somebody hurting a little bit. Use a little bit of a rest.
These 2 trainers are not your average trainers either. I mean, they get along so well with the trainer or with the players and the manager.
2-2 pitch, slow roller, foul. Gino and Steve. Hard working, great guys. Gene Monahan and Stevie Donahue. They ever tell you needed some time off even though you didn't want to be out?
I used to go in there to see Gino once in a while, and it always cost you a day. So there would come a point that, Gino, what would you do for this? And like, you know, you wouldn't try not to let him know what was happening, but just so you wouldn't miss a day. But Gino has these secret remedies, things from the old school. I wonder if they brought the old scale from the old ballpark. Remember the old scale that was in the training room? Phil Hughes in the bullpen.
Phil Hughes in the bullpen. Jeter fouls a pitch off. By the way, that game you were talking about, the Yankees had 30 hits. That was September 28, 1923. Babe Ruth had 5 hits. Lou Gehrig had 4. 2 starters didn't have hits. Everett Scott and Bob Usual, who was a great hitter. Bob Usual. There's always somebody doesn't get an invitation to the party. 3-2 pitch to Jeter. He hits one in the air to center field. See, Adam Jones comes on and makes the catch for the final out. The Yankees go in order here in the 5th inning. That hasn't happened yet tonight. At the end of 5, 16-1, the Yankees lead.
6 days, our world becomes their planet. Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Vlogs, interviews, highlights, and pie. Join the conversation today, only at YesNetwork.com.
I love helping people. Ever since I can remember, I've wanted to work in healthcare. And I wanted to do more than just answer phones. I wanted a career where I could help people every day. That's why I chose medical assistant training.
If you'd like to work in healthcare and do more than just answer phones, then call this number right now. In less time than you think, you can be wearing the uniform and gaining new respect as a medical assistant. Our hands-on training program is designed to prepare you for a new career that's in demand, and that means job opportunities when you graduate. Call us now and we'll get you information about our day and evening classes and financial aid for those who qualify, which can make it easy for you to get started. Don't wait another second. Call us right now and find out how you can get started to become a new medical assistant.
I never thought I could afford to go to school and change my life at the same time, but I did. Now I have a career that I love. Mommy! And time to spend with my family.
Find out how you can get started. Call the number on your screen right now.
We rock this house!
Hard Time, all new episode, Tuesday at 10, netgeotv.com/hardtime.
Well, time to take a look at tomorrow's starting pitchers, brought to you by Verizon Fios. Visit us online at verizon.com/getFios to get the best deals on Fios. Jake Arrieta, a 10-game winner. Get the start for the Orioles. And Freddie Garcia looking for his 10th win of the year. He will be on the hill for the Yankees. Coverage begins right here on the Yes Network at 12:30. Derek Jeter still shaking that finger. Middle finger on the right hand. 6th inning. Andrew. I keep saying Andrew. Adam Jones.
You know why? Michael did that in the first game, but I would never correct Mike on the air. I can do it now because he's not here.
Well, this is one Adam Jones. Adam Jones, Guerrero, and Reynolds. For Baltimore in the 6th inning. Fouled at the plate as quickly. No balls and 2 strikes.
Now, what do you make out of Phil Hughes being in the bullpen? Like I said in the scouting report, is this a competition?
Wow. This might be the type of game to get him to used to working out of the pen. You let Nova get he's up to 76 pitches. He's okay in that regard. Swing and a miss. Man, that was nasty.
Yeah, that's tough right there. And Nova, I mean, he came out with really good stuff, almost too good of stuff in the first inning. He was overthrown a little bit, but since this lead, you see that ball just absolutely dips out of the strike zone. He's gone with that shorter slider. You see Phil Hughes. I mean, he's only human. He knows what's going on. I mean, Nova's done a good job. He struggled as a late, and he good guy. Wants to turn it around.
Guerrero's 2 for 2, single and a double and a run batted in. He hits this one while the right center field hits fairly deep. Andrew Jones back, looks up. This one's gone, a home run. And Vladimir Guerrero is now 3 for 3, a single, a double, and a solo home run. 445 home runs in his career.
The surprising thing about that is that's the 3rd fastball that Guerrero has got from Nova, and the 3rd fastball that he's hit hard.
Home run number 9 on the season for Vladimir Guerrero.
They just finished Adam Jones off with a good breaking ball. You see another fastball.
First pitch, too.
Imagine that, huh?
126th time in his career he's homered on the first pitch. They don't want that one.
Thought he had to play it second.
Reynolds swings and misses on a breaking ball, strike 1. Reynolds has walked and flied out to right. He's 0 for 1. It is now a 16-2 ball game. It's kind of hard to walk around with a smile on your face when you're down by 14 runs. Curveball misses.
Now that's a curveball. That's about 81, and he's got a little problem getting that over. But he went to the slider, the hard one, which is 80, 86, 87. Much better control with that tonight. He's had a pretty good fastball all night.
Little check swing, foul to the plate, 2-2 in a row.
There's a short one, Kenny, and he's had much more success with that pitch tonight than he has his big curveball.
Nova looking for his 9th win of the season. Hit in the air to right field. Jones going back. He's going to move to the warning track and make the catch for out number 2. If he does win number 9 tonight, it looks like he will. That'll tie him with Freddie Garcia for the 2nd most wins on the team.
Yeah, I just, and Kenny, in my mind, how can you not give this kid an opportunity? I mean, he's done everything you've asked to him as an organization. The only thing is you've got 6 guys that you want to take the mound every 5th day. So I don't know what the answer is. Joe Girardi, Larry Rothschild are going to have to figure this out.
Well, you can understand why they inserted Phil Hughes. He won 18 games last year. They wanted to see if he could do it.
He's an all-star. Yeah. I mean, he was their best pitcher for the first half of the season last year.
Strike 1 to Wieters, who is lined to left and fouled out to left. He's 0 for 2. Curveball hangs a little high, maybe a little outside. And it's a ball and a strike. Nova looking for his first ever win against Baltimore. That's inside. 2 balls and a strike. That was nowhere near the strike zone.
Now you look at Russell Martin back there and you think, there's another breaking ball. Why in the world? Well, he's probably trying to help him find that breaking ball. And, obviously 2-0, you got to go, or 2-1, you go back to the fastball, but trying to get him to find that release where he can throw some strikes with that curveball.
Wieters with a 2-out single. He's aboard with his first hit of the night. Baltimore now with 2 runs and 6 hits in the game. Nova has struck out 5. He's walked 1. This is just his 2nd career outing against the Baltimore Orioles. He pitched against the Orioles last September here at the stadium, had a no decision in a game that the Yankees won. Reimold's 0 for 2. Grounded to 3rd, struck out swinging. First pitch, call. Strike 1.
See that pitch just missed, but that just missed. That's 94, right at the bottom of the zone. See a guy here, if he gets all 3 pitches working, going to be very, very tough to beat. Fastball, curveball, slider.
Little chopper, and made contact again with the bat. It's a foul ball. 1-2 on Reimold.
I think if he threw a change up there or a slider that kind of hung, but that was an off-speed pitch. Like a slider. You see the spin on that baseball.
Whatever it was, he had Reimold way out in front.
Another one.
Call. Strike 3. He got him looking. 6 strikeouts now for Nova. Gives up the home run here in the 6th. We're off to the bottom half of the inning. 16-2. Yankees lead it.
If you like Facebook, come to Best Buy, where an expert will find the perfect phone for you. Like the AT&T HTC Status. It lets you post instantly to Facebook with the push of a button. And it's free. With no mail-in rebates. Of course, just because you can share on a whim, doesn't mean you should. The AT&T HTC Status. Free with no mail-in rebates. At Best Buy.
Toyota's nationwide clearance event is on. It's your chance to take advantage of the summer's best selection and the year's biggest deals on your favorite Toyota models, including the popular Camry, the best-selling car in America. Lease a 2011 Camry for just $169 a month, or get 0% APR for a full 60 months. Plus, get $500 bonus cash when you lease or finance Camry. Toyota's nationwide clearance event ends soon. Hurry in before time runs out.
0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Great save, kid. You deserve this.
Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball.
It's a Sunday matinee as the Yankees and Orioles finish their set in the Bronx. Tomorrow, home run derby champion Robinson Cano has his sights set high as he and the Yankees look to finish off the O's at the stadium. Orioles, Yankees. Coverage starts tomorrow at 12:30, only on Yes.
Well, now it's time for the game summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. Yankees with 12 runs in the first, most runs ever scored by the Yankees in the first inning. Cano is 4 for 4 to the double, 4 runs batted in, a couple runs scored. Ivan Nova is taking advantage of all the offense. 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. Yankees leading 16-2. And we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Curtis Granderson. Granderson's had himself 3 hits. 2 runs scored. And this is down the left field line. It's a fair ball. Granderson does not hit many to the opposite field. And this is going to be a double. Granderson with a 4-hit night. A leadoff double here in the 6th inning.
See, guys, talk about it. You talked about it, Kenny, just continually trying to have good at bat. You see a breaking ball there, a little late. Slaps it down the left field line. Just misses the corner, so that's an easy double.
So Granderson's at second. Teixeira's to the plate. Teixeira's driven in a couple of runs. He scored a couple. He has a double and a single. 19 hits now for the Yankees. Ball is hit high in the air to left center field. Coming on is Raimo. He'll make the catch for the out. By the way, that's Felix Pié now in center field. He takes over from Andrew Jones. The Orioles also have a new shortstop. You see him right there. It is Blake Davis, who takes over for J.J. Hardy. So a couple of defensive changes for the Orioles. For Granderson, that leadoff double was his 3rd 4-hit game of the season.
Robbie's got an opportunity to hit the 5 spot tonight, which is unusual for anybody. 4 for 4. Kenny, we're talking about all these offensive numbers. Best game, best offensive game of your career.
Ooh.
2 or 3 homers. Let's start there.
Yeah. It had to be a couple of homers. 3 home runs and a doubleheader. Remember that. You know, I'd like to give you the standard answer. Well, there's so many of them I can't remember.
Yeah. You know what? We got some time. You can even think about it.
Yeah. Well, Cano's had himself a good night. That's for sure. 4 for 4, 2 hits in the first inning. Got a runner at second with 1 out here in the 6th. Fouls one off. Cano within reach of a record. Most hits for an American League player in a 9-inning game is 6. Many players have done. Cano, the most hits he's ever had in the game is 4, so he's already there. He's done that 17 times. This is number 18 tonight. But he could be looking at a new personal record here.
Would you say the all-time 6 in a game? Is that their record?
Yeah, in a 9-inning game, but it's done by a lot of players.
A lot of people. Home runs, has it been 5 or is it 4?
4 is the record.
4 is the record.
Yeah. Many players have done that too.
It's quite a game, though.
Ouch. Fouled at the plate.
Is that cut fastball that you beat down off your foot? Ouch, right off the toe.
Now the National League record for 7 hits in a game, in a 9-inning game, 2 players have done it. 7 hits. Wilbert Robinson and Rennie Stennett.
Rennie Stennett
had a 7-hit game for the Pirates. I think he did it against the Giants. I think
7 hits. First of all, it's got to be a blowout. It's to get 7 at bats to start with.
Cano down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Already had a 4-hit night. Straightens him up. The count is 2-2. And Cano, that's quite a number to have done that 18 times already.
Yeah.
Have 4 hits in a game. Fouls this one off, spoils it. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You see Robbie getting closer and closer to being on every pitch. That's a tough pitch right there. He just fouled one off his foot inside to a fastball away. Like he was right on it.
That's the one he drives into the left field corner.
Yeah.
This one's hit towards left center field. Hit well. Raimo going back. Still back. He can't get it. It's a 5-hit game for Robinson Cano as Granderson scores, and it's now 17-2 Yankees.
That double right there was earned by fouling off a tough pitch before. He got this one out over the middle of the plate, just a little bit more, one that he could put the barrel on. Great piece of hitting.
What a hitter. Robinson Cano, first time in his career, a 5-hit ball game. And going to have a pinch runner go in for him. Raimo so near and yet so far. Francisco Cervelli is going to run at second as Cano is out of the ball game. Now Cervelli has played some third base. You might see Nunez move over to second.
That's what we're going to do here.
Cano also with his 5th run batted in of the game. Oh, what a night.
5 for 5 and you're out in the 6th inning.
3 singles and a couple of doubles. You can't say he didn't earn it. That pitch is 1-1. The last game that the Yankees had 20 or more hits, 2009, and it also came against the Baltimore Orioles. Pitch is popped into foul territory. Coming over is Josh Bell. He's going to run out of room. And that one's back in his seats. Swisher. On base percentage up to .380. Very respectable. 3 runs batted in tonight, now with 62 on the season. Again, very respectable at this point of the season. Swing and a miss, and he's out of there. 2nd out of the inning.
Tried to come in on him. The ball tailed away, but Nick Swisher looked like he was looking for that ball in. Ended up outside, a little bit out of the zone.
$17 runs for the Yankees, ties their season high. Cervelli leads at second, and Jones takes a pitch downstairs for a ball. It wasn't too long ago, July 22nd, 17 runs against the A's. Jones fouls one back.
He got a mad rush right under us, Kenny. That ball was ricocheting under the boot. There we go.
There's your winner.
John Mattingly got it.
He always had good hands. Pitch off the glove of Wieters back to the backstop, and Cervelli's going to move over to third. We'll see how they score that one. I don't think Wieters has had a pass ball this season. This is going to be a pass ball.
You going to hold him responsible for that one, kid, on a night like this?
Heads up for a ball. You know, he's probably thinking, whatever fingers I put down tonight, it's just not working.
Something's not working.
Yeah. 3 balls and a strike on Andruw Jones. That's the first pass ball of the All-Star season for Matt Wieters. 3-1 pitch is popped behind home plate. It's going to be another souvenir just below us. Fans, this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. 17-2, the Yankees are leading here in the bottom of the 6th. Jones hits one high and deep, but foul. He don't get cheated when he swings.
No. Like Guerrero, in the sense that 1 strike, 2 strike doesn't matter. You're going to take a big hack, try to drive the ball.
Full count, payoff pitch. Another big swing and another foul ball out of play. Jacobowski's 3rd Oriole pitcher. Britton started, knocked out in the 1st. Jason Birkin came on. He was roughed up. Jacobowski's has given up a run here in the 6th. Call strike 3. Andruw Jones knew it. He's out of there, but the Yankees pick up another run here in the 6th. On to the 7th. 17-2.
The New York Yankees are great moments.
See ya! What a play! He got him!
Yankee fans, bring your family, friends, or business associates to Yankee Stadium for a group outing and enjoy Yankees baseball in a game day suite. Game day suites can accommodate groups as small as 12 and up to 382 guests with all-inclusive food and non-alcoholic beverage packages. Make your special occasion legendary. Call 212-YANKEES, email suites@yankees.com, or log on to yankees.com/suites.
Stanley! Somebody help! My hero!
Anyone can be a hero with the new Captain America Cherry Colada from Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
I wish I lived in the golden age, giving it up on the Broadway stage. Hang with the rats and smoke cigars, have a break with Frank and count the stars. Dressed to the nines with hair to match, shiny jewels, casino cash. Tapping feet, wanna take the lead. A dress bag and diamonds, all I need. Oh, sing it out loud, gon' get back honey. Sing it out loud, get away with me.
Hi. I'd like a
caramel mocha iced coffee.
Deciding is easy with the new caramel mocha iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. Try this sweet combo today. America runs on Dunkin'.
Top of the 7th inning, Yankees up 17-2, and Kim Jones is standing by with a very special guest. Kim.
Kenny and Paul, guess who I'm here with? Christian Lopez. You remember him. 3 weeks ago today, he caught hit number 3,000 off the bat of Derek Jeter. We have some great stories for you, Christian. First of all, I want to ask you, as we look at your Topps baseball card, which came out recently today, right?
Yeah, it just came out today. I was actually in Staten Island signing some cards at Modell's. Went to 2 stores, so it was a really fun time today.
Okay, in 3 weeks, how has your life changed? Can you even verbalize it?
No, not at all. It's still a whirlwind. I'm still an ordinary kid. I still work full time. I have a lot of great opportunities, though. It's been a great experience.
Let's tell everyone what happened between innings. We're sitting here, as everyone can see us. Jeremy Guthrie in the Orioles dugout gets my attention because he wants to get your attention. He tips his cap to you and points to left field. How cool was that?
That's surreal. I never expect him to do that. That's just cool in general. For someone of his status to kind of get my attention and give me a little acknowledgement and then point over there. It's awesome.
You caught the ball. You then decided to give it to Derek Jeter because you believed the ball was his achievement. It wasn't yours.
Yeah.
What has the reaction been as you've been out in public, as you've been here at Yankee Stadium, as you've been, I know, doing some work with Modell's? What's been the reaction?
The reaction's been great by everybody. I mean, everybody's allowed to voice their own opinions, and I'm not going to dislike anybody if they have something different to say. But 99% of the people I've talked to have been completely supportive of me, telling me I've been a great person, I'm a role model for their kids, I'm all these great things, and it's very heartfelt for me. It's very humbling, and it's just when someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, you're a role model for my kid," it's very nice, and it's just very cool.
Did you ever regret the decision to give the ball back?
No, not at all. Like everybody knows, Mr. Jeter's deserved that ball. He's the one that's hit it well over 3,000 times now. I mean, he's gave the Yankees so many classic moments. The dive into the stands, the craziness play against Jason Giambi at home plate. He's given everything of himself, and it was time for someone to do something for him. So.
That day, when you decided to give the ball away, I think a lot of people thought, well, there's such a thing as karma, there's such a thing as being rewarded for good deeds. And Modell Sporting Goods has stepped up to give you an opportunity that you've taken, right? You've made a career, you're making a career change.
Yeah, Mitchell Modell Sporting Goods offered me a position as an associate. It's called the MVP Community Ambassador, which is I'm going around to schools, community events, talking to coaches, and just talking to kids, telling them to do the right thing and to just, follow what their gut is, not to just follow the crowd. Stand out, be somebody, and just do the right things.
This is so neat. We see now at the stadium all the time. We love seeing you. And as we're talking about Mitch Modell, who's a wonderful man, we have to talk about your right pinky finger because I have to send it back to the guys, but quickly tell us, how did you end up with Mitch Modell's World Series ring?
The day I met Mitchell, he decided that it was his prerogative to give me this ring, and ever since then I've just been crazy. There's no words to still explain it that I have it on my finger. I have to do pinky exercises every morning because it's so heavy.
We gotta go. Thank you so much. Kenny, back to you.
Thank you very much, Kim. As that is Christian Lopez, who gave the baseball that Derek Jeter hit for hit number 3,000. Back to Derek. Very nice act. We're going to stay right here at Yankee Stadium and listen to God Bless America, everybody.
Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
Bring the fresh flavors of the world right to your table. Discover Sabra dips. Adventure awaits.
You ready for this? I just signed the whole family up for unlimited mobile-to-mobile minutes.
You're kidding. No. Where's that money coming from, Steve? Did it even cross your mind to ask your wife before signing us up for something so expensive? My mother was right. I should have married John Clark.
They were free. I got them when I signed us up for unlimited messaging.
When you buy AT&T's unlimited messaging plan, families can call any U.S. mobile phone for free. AT&T.
Fridays is offering a 3-course meal for just $12.99. Choose an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert from over 16 delicious full-size menu items. Factor in our world-famous bartenders and good times with friends, and you're looking at 5 courses. Friday's 3-course meal for $12.99.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Tri-State Ford update. Rockies and Padres, and this was Ubaldo Jimenez actually making the start in the wake of rumors he'd been traded to the Indians. The Padres batted around in the bottom of the first against him. He gets Aaron Harang, his opposing pitcher, 45-pitch inning. The trade supposedly done. Jack Curry will tell if it's official on the postgame. See you guys then.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks for the update. The Orioles have made several changes as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning here at Yankee Stadium. Yankees leading 17-2. First change is on the mound. Mark Hendrickson, the veteran left-hander. This will be his 7th appearance for the Orioles. He spent most of the year down at AAA Norfolk. Orioles have also have a new third baseman who had been at first. Mark Reynolds now at third base. Chris Tatum takes over at first base. And the third baseman was Josh Bell. He is now in right field. Nick Markakis is out of the ballgame. Well, Josh Bell goes from third base to right field. There he is. Hendrickson will face Russell Martin. And the left-hander deals a little bit low for ball 1. On our Cadillac scoreboard, the Yankees 17 runs on 20 hits. They lead 17-2. It was a 12-run outburst in the bottom of the first inning. It is interesting because the Yankees didn't take batting practice today.
Nothing.
Before,
not before the first or the second game. They might have hit a little bit in the cage before the second game.
Christian Lopez, a new celebrity, newfound celebrity here at the stadium.
A celebrity name, Christian Lopez. It kind of just rolls off your tongue, doesn't it? CeeLo.
It's CeeLo. Off-speed pitch misses, and it's 3 balls and a strike to Martin. Martin had himself a hit in 3 trips to go along with a walk. Hit hard, and it's by Reynolds. Down the third base line and head for the corner. Raimo scoops it up, but not before Russell Martin has himself a leadoff double in the bottom of the 7th. Time for another look at tonight's Toyota text poll. Once again, here is the question. If you were a player, how would you spend the time between doubleheaders? You texted your vote to 58772. And here's what you said. Here's your choices. Let's see how you voted. Eating 27%, playing a game 30%, sleeping 31%, and watching TV just 12%. So playing a game or sleeping. Close for those two.
A lot of card games go on in the locker room.
A lot of sleeping goes on too.
Yeah.
Nunez lines 1 foul. Nunez has had a good night. He's 2 for 4 with a single and a triple. 2 runs. And a run batted in. Been a good night for the Yankee offense, as you would suspect, with 21 hits on the board. That is high, and it's a ball and a strike on Nunez, who's now moved over the second base. Cervelli was in the game at third. Off-speed pitch is fouled back and out of play, 1-2. So, Paul, you're saying you got into a game and got the pitch. Was it in Cincinnati that you got?
No, I was down in the place didn't even open anymore. Fulton County Stadium, down there with the pitching with the Braves.
First inning, you were sharp, struck out a couple.
Struck out Ken Griffey, not junior, Ken Griffey.
Oh, senior.
Yeah, senior. And
well, you got part of the family.
That's right. And then I got another guy. And the funny thing was, I remember Dale Murphy had a huge hitting streak going on at the time, and he was like the second hitter that I was facing. And
little looper towards left center field, going back as a shortstop. Davis, who makes the catch for the first down.
And so I had ball 1, ball 2. Well, then I figured out what was going on. The fans were booing and stuff. You know, I couldn't stop his hitting streak by walking and So I grooved one. That's when I realized it wasn't fun in game, because he hit an absolute rocket right back at me for a base hit. So I kept his hitting streak going. I got another strikeout. By the second inning, I went from about 92 to about 72. My arm was absolutely shot. Gave up a home run to Ozzie Virgil.
Did you have new appreciation for pitchers?
Well, I know one thing. I'd have trained a little bit different for it, for my big outing.
Ozzie Virgil did take you deep. We got it right here. Pitch is high. Let you read the stats.
Yeah, with 2 innings pitched, I gave up a couple hits, 3 runs, 4 walks. I got a little wild on them too. 2 strikeouts though. Let's end on a positive note. June 19th, 1987. Wow, talking about a long time ago.
And pitch is high. Now everybody pitched in Little League, right? I mean, just about every player in the big leagues pitched at one time. Usually the guy who threw the hardest got a chance to pitch.
Right, and it was always they were the shortstops and the pitchers, because you know your best athletes do that. But left-handers, you always had to go over to first base or something.
That is low. 3-0 on Gardner. 1 out, Martin at second. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. This game probably decided a long time ago in the first inning.
Yeah, at about 8:30 this game was decided when the first inning was over. Well noted about Hendricks, the next NBA player. Who did he play for, Ryan?
The Nets.
The Nets.
I also cool. I think he played for the 76ers as well. Out of the state of Washington. Here it is, Jeter. His hit tonight came way back in the first inning. It was his second trip to the plate in the first inning. And he hit a bases loaded single right field.
Tell you one thing, Kenny, you have to look around here, and you're looking at a 17-2 game, a makeup game where a lot of people can't get back. And there's still a lot of people here. I mean, you can only commend the fans of the New York Yankees. They get here, they want to watch a game, they enjoy whatever they're seeing.
You're right about that. A lot of times the people have other plans that they've already they can't make it back for the makeup game. We made that observation very early. There's a lot of people here. Jeter hits it hard, and it's by Blake Davis in the left field for a base hit. They're going to hold Martin at third. The base is going to be loaded with 1 out. Jeter picks up his second hit of the game. Now this is reportedly tonight. The Red Sox have gotten Rich Harden from the Oakland A's for Lars Anderson and a player to be named. So the Red Sox trying to bolster their rotation.
Look back, the Boston Red Sox are beating up on the White Sox tonight, 8-2.
The Red Sox have had some injuries to the pitching staff. Theo Epstein busy. Here's Granderson with the bases loaded and 1 out. The Yankees have had only 1 inning where they've gone 1-2-3. That was in the 5th. That pitch is low for a ball. Three singles and a double and 3 runs scored. 4 for 5. Off speed pitch, really off speed. It's in there for a strike.
Hendrickson back to his NBA career. He averaged 3.3 points a game in his NBA career. See that big old looping curveball.
Granderson, more home runs and more runs batted in against lefty pitchers than anybody in baseball. Ball is lined, foul down the first base side. Ball and 2 strikes. Paul, you go back 3 years to the day Granderson had a 5-hit day. July 30th, 2008.
About 2 feet foul right there.
Just off the corner. Count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he has 2 career 5-hit games. Bases loaded, 1 out. Bottom of the 7th. Yankees trying to tack on. Pitch is fouled off. Jeter moving up the all-time hit list is now tied with Rafael Palmeiro for 24th place all-time. 3,020 hits. Hall of Famer Lou Brock just ahead of him. 3 hits away. Every time you get this big name in this stratosphere. Ball is hit and it hits Henderson. Picks it up, recovers it, throw to home for 1 on the first for a double play. Wow. Hendrickson, I don't know if he got a glove on it or not. He's grimacing a bit as he leaves the mound, but watch this. Oh, I think that got him flush. Still recovers. It gets a double play to get out of the inning.
We like the minivan. It's a really good deal.
Show me the Carfax.
Show us the Carfax.
Yeah.
Before you buy a used car, get a Carfax report. It's free at thousands of reputable dealers. Just say, show me the Carfax.
When you fly to New York, don't wait in a taxi line. Simply call the 77s of Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service. We'll pick you up outside of baggage claim and take you to your destination in style. If you need more space, dial 7s for a minivan or limousine. We've got a bold new look, and we're the best ride in town. The 77s of Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service. 777-7777.
Toyota certified used vehicles are incredible, but now they're getting even better at Lee's Toyota because each vehicle comes with a 160-point inspection, amazing warranties, roadside assistance, and a Carfax vehicle history report. And now certified customers at Lee's Toyota are eligible for special low financing rates. The best new cars make the best used cars at Lee's Toyota. Get low APR financing on all Toyota certified used vehicles. Come see what a great deal really is on a new or used vehicle at Lee's Toyota.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema. Saddle up.
Now we ride.
For the crispiest, crunchiest, craziest.
When is it going to die?
So, Adventure of the Year. Johnny Depp is...
My eye!
That's going to heal right up. Rango. Movies start at Channel 125.
Time for the GE Capital Partner Play. Great partnerships are built on trust at GE Capital. We prove that every day.
Kind of a tough way to get a double play. Granderson an absolute rocket. Back at Hendrickson right off his shoulder. I don't even think it. Wow, I'll tell you one thing. Tough break for Granderson. Ended up being a double play.
He was looking for that 5-hit game. So a 6'10" left-hander got in front of it. I give Hendrickson some credit for staying with that play and getting the double play to get himself out of the inning. Yankees have made several changes as we go to the top half of the 8th inning. There's going to be a new pitcher in the ball game. Ivan Nova's done after 7 innings, 7 strong innings, 2 runs, 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, and a walk. Luis Ayala is in the ball game. These are his numbers on the year. This will be his 31st appearance, working to a very good earned run average of 1.42. 22 strikeouts in 31 2/3 innings. Sinker slider type pitcher. First batter he'll face will be Chris Tatum. And the pitch is low, ball 1. Tatum now in there at first base. Batting in Nick Markakis' spot in the order. We'll get to the rest of the Yankee changes in a second. Tatum with a little chopper, and this is going to twist foul. You see Chiavelli behind the plate. He's the new catcher. Russell Martin goes from catching over to third base. Andrew Jones goes from right field to left field. And Nick Swisher picks up a glove. He goes from DH and goes out to right field. And there's no DH, so in case you get to that point, Ayala's going to have to hit. Call strike 1 and 2 on Tatum. Bouncing ball slowly hit towards short. Jeter throwing on the run accurately, and there's 1 out.
See Hector Noesi in the bullpen. Wouldn't you imagine that he'd like to get Soriano in a game? Especially in a game like this where you get an inning under his belt.
And the Yankees might have a chance to get him in the first game. So maybe saving him for a tight situation. Here is Blake Davis, who took over at shortstop. He's batting in Andrew Jones' spot in the order. Jones was 1 for 3 while he was in there. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Paul, you were talking about the fans showing up for a makeup game?
Yeah.
43,190. That is amazing. Bouncing ball to the right side. This is going to break on through into right field for a base hit. So Davis, with his first at bat, comes up with a base hit. Hey fans, you can vote along with us for tonight's Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates: Robinson Cano, Nick Swisher, Ivan Nova, and Andrew Jones. Some worthy candidates all. Here's Vladimir Guerrero, who is yet to be retired in this game. A triple away from the cycle. A single, a double, and a home run. Jeter still dealing with that finger. Got clipped by a ground ball earlier in the game. You know they're going to try and keep the swelling down somehow.
Yeah, it looked like either you can crack a nail, which it didn't look like, but you know that soft tissue in the front of your finger. It you know, if you hit it with the ball, it gets sore. And it looked like his finger almost kind of bent back. You hope he didn't you know, bruise one of the bones, the little tiny bones in your fingers.
Now Guerrero has hit for the cycle before. It was a few years back, September 14th, 2003. So he's got a cycle. Got a cycle on his resume, and he did swing at the first pitch again. By the way, that pitch is high. 1-2. He sees the fewest amount of pitchers per at bat in the league, just over 3. You don't get many long stories out about him while he's hitting.
Oh, that's right.
Pitch is hit in the air to center field for a base hit. So 2 on and 1 out here in the 8th. Guerrero now 4 for 4. Last time Guerrero had 4 hits in a ball game, June 30th, 2010. I bet she's had plenty of those type of games. He doesn't walk very often, so the ball's always put in play.
In games like this, you can evoke the Guerrero rule, where you have to swing at the first pitch. You used to have that in like an instructional league. Well, there you see it, still get hits in that way.
Reynolds gets a base hit. Baltimore's going to score a run as Davis trots home, and it's now 17-3. 3 straight hits off Luis Ayala. Well, with football coming on, you might get a few 17-3 scores.
Yeah.
Reynolds picks up run batted in, number 55. Had an RBI and a home run in the first game. Here's Matt Wieters. He's had a hit. Baltimore now has 9 hits in the game. Yankees trying to sweep both ends of a day-night doubleheader. Take the first 2 out of 3 in this series.
After they lose game 1, like we talked about, Guthrie threw a good game last night. Horrible career numbers against the Yankees, but last night he had it going.
His 4th career victory against the Yankees, against 9 losses. He had lost 7 straight starts against the Yankees, and last night did a good job with his off-speed pitches, set up his fastball. Hitters were constantly in between.
One name that hasn't come across the trade wire, and he was up there. I mean, what else can he do at the end to throw a game like that if there was some interest?
Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Tomorrow afternoon, these two teams will close out this 4-game series at 1:05. That game will be right here on Yes. Outside.
You and I are going to be here too. Can you imagine that?
Michael should be back if he recovers from the wedding.
If he's off the dance floor. Yeah.
Pre-game, of course, tomorrow at 12:30, right here on Yes. Jake Arrieta for the Orioles and Freddie Garcia for the Yankees. Low for a ball knocked down by Sevilla. Count is now full on Matt Wiggins. Did you know that Wieters was a catcher in college at Georgia Tech, but he was also the closer on the team.
Wow.
So they had a lead at the end of the game. You know, what was.
Yeah, you got to be quick to be the catcher and the closer. You got to throw it to yourself and get there and catch it too. Troy Percival's another guy became a closer, an ex-catcher.
Foul back. Count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Georgia Tech, I mean, that's a major college too. That's not like you're in some small school.
They had some good players. They had some other switch hitters get hits. Georgia Tech. Mark Teixeira. Nomar played at the Georgia Tech. Jason Varitek. Ball's hit on the ground to second. Nunez to Jeter to Teixeira. There's a double play. And that's going to get it. The Yankees out of it here in the 8th inning. 17-3 on to the bottom of the 8th.
School is now in jam session. Rock out with Beats Audio. Quad speakers and Blu-ray at a price that will blow you away. Only on the HP DD6D. Get it at your favorite retailer or hpdirect.com.
Come, discover the world of Leveza. Because if you have high cholesterol or diabetes, you could also be at risk for very high triglycerides, too much fat in the blood. Leveza, along with diet, is clinically proven to lower very high triglycerides in adults, but has not been shown to prevent heart attacks or strokes. Leveza is a prescription medication that's made from a natural ingredient, omega-3 fish oil. Leveza is purified, concentrated, and FDA approved. Leveza isn't right for everyone. Tell your doctor if you're allergic to fish, have other medical conditions, and about any medications you're taking, especially those that may increase risk of bleeding. Blood tests are needed before and during treatment. In some, LDL or bad cholesterol may increase. Possible side effects include burping, upset stomach, and change in sense of taste. Think you have very high triglycerides? Ask your doctor about Leveza.
Trust WB Mason for the office supply brand you want at prices you'll love. Like Post-it notes with adhesive that sticks better and on more surfaces than the copycats. For all your office needs, who but WB Mason?
Yankee Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by J&R Music and Computer World. And by Toyota, the official hybrid of the New York Yankees. You were talking about Rafael Soriano. Isn't that him warming up out in the bullpen? Just below the Toyota sign. There he is. There's our first Soriano sighting in a while. As we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, Yankees up 17-3. And the Orioles have a new pitcher in the ballgame. It's going to be Mike Gonzalez. Saw Gonzalez in the first game. He worked in a scoreless inning. On a Hyundai scoreboard, Yankees leading 17-3. 22 hits they have pounded out. Teixeira has 2 of those hits. He's also scored 2 runs and driven in 2. First pitch from Gonzalez is poured in there for a strike. Little sinker, little way, and it's 1-1. Teixeira, Savelli, and Swisher for the Yankees. Here in the bottom of the 8th. Breaking ball misses down low. It's 2-1. Well, in an open, we said it was hitter's night, didn't we?
Oh, I tell you, this whole series, this whole homestand has been some long home runs. Yankees offense has been here, and the heat brought it out last Friday, and they haven't cooled off.
17 runs on 22 hits. Oh, off of Gonzalez. Teixeira's going to have an infield hit, and it's the second Oriole pitcher to take a shot the last two hitters.
I tell you, every once in a while, I think as a pitcher, you just want to stay out of the game. These guys, every one of them, you see Mark Teixeira, I mean, you feel bad, but I mean, you also want to hit. And we talked about his release point last night and why his control might be, and you see he's just leaning away. Boom.
Ooh.
Got him in a better place, though, right?
I think he got his arm in the way. He's looking at his arm. Then he's coming out of the ball game.
Wow, that had a bad sound to it.
He had his arm behind him as he was trying to turn to get away, and Gonzalez is knocked out of the game, literally, by Mark Teixeira. He's looking at his wrist. So we'll have time to step aside as the Orioles bring on a new pitcher and have as much time as he needs to warm up. 17-3, the Yankees are leading.
It's the end of the model year, and Nissan is laying it all on the line. The Bottom Line sales event is back. Get the bottom line on our full line. Get a $179 lease on Altima or a $219 lease on Rogue. For more offers, visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your tri-state Nissan dealer. Hurry, event ends soon, and that's the bottom line.
Every cigarette is doing you damage. New research shows how tobacco smoke attacks a vital gene which protects lung cells from cancer. One damaged cell is all it takes to start lung cancer growing. Every cigarette is doing you damage. So the sooner you quit, the better you'll be.
Buying a car today is a hard thing for a person because it gets too complicated. What we've tried to do is simplify the whole process. You deal with one person. You come in, you look, we'll help you. There's no stress in the process. There's no games, there's no tricks. It's done very openly and honestly. We have a philosophy here. You take care of your life, your business, your family, and we'll take care of your car.
Yankee Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Corona Light. It only gets better. By McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by the New York Lottery. When you scratch Lottery's instant games, good things happen in an instant. So be ready. So with Gonzalez being treated in the clubhouse, the Orioles have gone to their third successive left-hander out of the bullpen. It's going to be Troy Patton. First it was Hendrickson who got hit by a line drive, but got a double play. Then Gonzalez hit by a line drive out of the game. So Patton's thinking it's my turn. He's been in 5 games, spent most of the year at AAA. 7 2/3, 9 strikeouts. That's impressive. We saw him in the first game. Patton worked 2 2/3 this afternoon. A run on 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks. The Yankees, of course, winning 8-3 for those of you who missed the first game of the day-night doubleheader. And let's take a look here. Yankee starters.
Wow. Look at that.
Man. Jeter 2 for 6. Granderson with a 4-hit night. Teixeira has 3. Robinson Cano with a career high 5 hits in the game. Nick Swisher 2.
You know what, Kenny? I'm going to just put you in there. That's Kenny. I'm going to give you a hit. And
Just
I'm even
one?
going to play today. I want 2.
Yeah. That kind of night. It all started with the most runs that the Yankees have ever scored in the first inning, a 12 spot. And now they lead 17-3. And we're in the bottom of the 8th inning with a man on, nobody out. Patton's ready to go.
You know, originally I thought Gonzalez got hit in the back of the leg. That had a bad sound to it. You just hope it didn't hit that wrist bone.
Cervelli up for the first time in the second game. Cervelli started in the first game and went 2 for 3 with a run scored and a run batted in. And he takes one low and inside for a ball. No pitch off the end of the bat for a strike. 1-1. There is Buck Showalter, who was unhappy right from the beginning of this game. And I know for a fact that earlier this year he closed the clubhouse and really lit into the team. Now I'm not saying he's going to do that tonight, but
you know, games like tonight, what do you do? I mean, you just got your brains beaten. It's just the way it is. It's not like they didn't hustle. It's not like they didn't play hard. They were just out of the game so quick that you could never get into the game.
outside to Cervelli. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Teixeira's at first with nobody out. Of course, we hope that Michael Gonzalez is okay. Like he took a line drive off the hand or wrist. Three and 2 now in Cervelli. Nick Swisher is on deck. Jeter's had himself a 2-hit night. Had a hit in the first inning, had one last inning. And despite that finger might be a little sore, seems to be a happy camper. Cervelli fouls it off his foot.
I'll tell you one thing, the ice will be running in the training room on both sides tonight. You've got guys with hurt fingers, feet. Looks like we're going to come a little short of the all-time record. You see Cervelli hit that ball right off his ankle.
He does have a pad there.
Talking about the all-time franchise record being 30 hits. Last time the Yankees had 23 hits was in '09, and that again was Boston.
Was that at Boston? At Fenway? I can see that
At
happen.
Boston, yeah. You get going in those games.
Call strike 3. Cervelli caught looking. 1 out here in the 8th. Patton trying to stall the Yankee offense here in the 8th inning. Here is Swisher. He's had a home run and a single, driven in 3, scored a couple.
First at bat this game from the right side.
Patton misses outside for a ball. Long day at the ballpark for Joe Girardi and his team. But it looks like they'll have smiles on their faces when they go home. I was
going to say, look across the field.
Balls hit hard and foul. Chance to sweep a doubleheader. Derek Lee taken out of the first game, late in the first game, not playing this game. The Orioles have already acquired a new first baseman. Bouncing ball towards the hole, and Nick Swisher has himself a 3-hit night. 24 hits now for the Yankees. 2 men on, 1 out here in the 8th inning. The rumors with Derek Lee, maybe the Pittsburgh Pirates are interested. Remember, the Pirates are in the race in the Central Division in the National League. Nick Swisher, 6 hits. Remember, we told you all you need is 3 hits in a doubleheader to have a good day. He's got 6. Jones takes a pitch for a strike. Andrew Jones. A double and a home run for Jones in this game.
One thing, he hit the hardest ball tonight,
Oh, yeah.
Andrew Jones. Huh?
1-1.
Up there and you start thinking of some of the hits. You see 24 in the hit column. Well, that's one that you won't forget if you were in the stands. The longer home runs from the right side of the plate we've seen in the new Yankee Stadium.
Little chopper foul, and it's 1-2 on Jones. 1 out, 2 men off for the Yankees. It seems they've had men on base all night long. With the exception of the 5th inning when they went 1-2-3. That must have been when they're catching their breath. They've had men on in every inning. Patton tried to sneak one over the outside corner and missed, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Jones. In on the hands and popped up in the middle of the diamond. Wieters will make the catch for the out, and now there are 2 down. The runners, of course, hold. So Patton tried to restore order here, and he'll bring up Russell Martin.
Not very often you'll say here comes the third baseman, Russell Martin.
Started the game behind the plate. With all the defensive maneuvers by the Yankees, he's now third. He's still swinging that lumber, fouls it back. This is his 15th game at third base. That's in his career, not this season.
I was going to say, boy, I have missed a lot of games. He's played 15 of them out there.
Right now he's in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. I think one of the interesting parts of this game is Rafael Soriano coming in. Let's see how he does in the 9th inning.
At this point, really, you look how he's going to throw the ball.
Another bouncing ball foul. One ball and 2 strikes on Russell Martin. Yankees with 24 hits in this game, 11 in the first game, 35 hits, and we don't have any of them. Understand that gentleman we just saw had number 21 on his back. He's packing. Looks like he's packing it up, headed home.
Had enough. He didn't get any hits either. Huh?
Martin checks his swing, and it's 2-2. There he goes. Well, we got a former number 21 to be out here pretty soon.
That's right.
But he'll be back tomorrow. A 2-2 pitch. Swung on it, missed. Strike 3. So the Yankees don't score. They leave 2 men on here in the 8th inning. It's on to the 9th. 17-3. The Yankees lead it.
Nature made them stronger than us, faster than us. We made them smarter than us.
The drug has radically boosted brain functioning.
You mean increased intelligence? Now, We're the endangered species. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Rated PG-13.
We'll never stop sharing our memories or getting lost in a good book. We'll always cook dinner and cheer for our favorite team. We'll still go to meetings, make home movies, and learn new things. But how we do all this will never be the same.
Life is full of missed opportunities. Like the front row tickets you never bought. Or the exotic vacation you never took. But there's one opportunity that's too good to miss. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, where you'll find exceptional values on the Lexus RX. Lease the 2011 RX 350 all-wheel drive for $459 a month for 36 months, with $39.34 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
It's a Sunday matinee as the Yankees and Orioles finish their set in the Bronx. Tomorrow, home run derby champion Robinson Cano has his sights set high as he and the Yankees look to finish off the O's at the stadium. Orioles, Yankees. Coverage starts tomorrow at 12:30, only on Yes.
Well, you want to stick around after the last out for the WB Mason post game as Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry bring you the highlights and analysis from this game with updates from around baseball. Well, as Kim Jones gets the post game reaction and interviews from the clubhouse, it's all coming up on the post game. That's right here on Yes.
Updates are changing by the minutes. These trades are coming in.
Jack Curry will be all over it along with Bob. New pitcher for the Yankees here in the top of the ninth inning, Rafael Soriano. Reinstated from the 60-day disabled list prior to tonight's game. In his first pitch to Nolan Reimold, a soft grounder to second for Nunez, and it's one pitch and one out here in the ninth. Soriano with elbow discomfort. You can see what he's done this season. 16 games, 1-1. ERA elevated somewhat. 15 hits in 15 innings. More walks than strikeouts. His first big league game since May the 13th. He was placed originally on the 15-day DL on May the 17th. Right elbow inflammation. Cadillac scoreboard 17-3, and Josh Bell takes a pitch for a strike. Bell is 0 for 3. Struck out, fly to center, fly to left. Foul tipped. And it's 0-2. Soriano made 4 rehab appearances, a couple with single-A Tampa and 2 with triple-A Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Allowed 5 hits and 4 runs in 4 1/3 innings. No walks, 3 strikeouts, and a couple of home runs. Popped up. Foul territory. Russell Martin, no chance.
Well, that was 92 there, and you know, anytime anybody comes back, you want to know the velocity. This ball's out of the zone intentionally. Started out, hey, caught a little spike there. His first 2 fastballs were only 89.
Those new shoes will get you every time.
Got that one up to 92.
Now Soriano could come back and be the pitcher that he was last year with the Tampa Bay Rays when he led the league in saves. Really be a big boost to the Yankee bullpen. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. Bell's out of there. Well, Soriano retired the first 2 batters. Well, maybe foul tipped it. And Dino's coming up to hit. Bell hasn't left.
Yeah, we got one from the left and one from the right.
I don't think he foul tipped it. Now, dude, you can't have 2 guys up there at once.
Crazy things were happening,
Yeah.
but I've never seen that one. That'd be tough to pitch to, wouldn't it?
Now I need the white out to take out. Well, I'm not going to do it yet. Count is still 0-2. And look, kind of says it all, doesn't it? Fouled off. Count remains. No balls and 2 strikes. Josh Bell came over to the Orioles in a trade from the Dodgers organization. The 0-2 pitch just off the corner. The Orioles sending George Sherrill to the Dodgers. Got Bell as part of the package. They're hoping he'd become their third baseman. Hasn't really worked out as of yet. The 1-2 pitch, and there's the strikeout.
Put your whiteout away.
Yeah, didn't need it.
Soriano goes with a breaking ball down out of the zone. Strikeout pitch.
So Soriano is phase 2, retired 2. Of his 16 appearances, only one was a 1-2-3 inning. That was on opening day, March 31st against the Tigers. And with Andino coming to play, he has a chance to match that here in the top of the 9th inning. Strike 1 call, though. Robert Andino. Yankees with 12 runs in the first. That took all the air out of the ballpark as far as the outcome of the game was concerned. And now lead 17-3 with 2 outs in the 9th. Strike 2 call. Baltimore down to their last strike. Colon was the winning pitcher in the opening game as the Yankees won 8-3. Bartolo's 8th win of the year. That seems like yesterday. Now Yankee fans on their feet. All 1 and 2. $43,190 in this makeup game are on hand. Yankees 1 pitch once out away from a sweep, and there it is. Call strike 3. And Dino is gone. So are the Orioles for the afternoon. Yankee fans can celebrate a 17-3 win. So Soriano off the disabled list has a 1-2-3 9th inning, including a couple of strikeouts. They completed here for the Yankees, complete the doubleheader sweep of the Baltimore Orioles. The Yankees scoring 12 runs in the first inning, most runs they've ever scored in the first in their history. Andrew Jones with a big home run. Fans, you want to stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. The captain had a couple of hits. We're going to be back in just a moment. Here at Yankee Stadium, 24 hits pounded out by the Yankees. They win 17-3. Back with more from Yankee Stadium in just a moment.
This is my robot butler. Say I'm missing England. I type in E, N, G, and he gives me a variety of options.
Would you like to have a look at a map, my lad?
Ah, why not?
Shall we check on the status of your knighthood?
Yes.
Again?
Yes, again, please. Thank you. With my digital manservant, I'll never be homesick again.
Would you like me to put the kettle on, sir?
No, I'd like you to get rid of that ostrich. It's been here a month.
Think, type, go with Just Type. Only on the new HP touchpad with WebOS.
When you fly to New York, don't wait in a taxi line. Simply call the 77s of Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service. We'll pick you up outside of baggage claim and take you to your destination in style. If you need more space, dial 7s for a minivan or limousine. We've got a bold new look, and we're the best ride in town. The 77s of Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service. 777-7777.
Come, discover the world of Leveza. Because if you have high cholesterol or diabetes, you could also be at risk for very high triglycerides, too much fat in the blood. Leveza, along with diet, is clinically proven to lower very high triglycerides in adults, but has not been shown to prevent heart attacks or strokes. Leveza is a prescription medication that's made from a natural ingredient, omega-3 fish oil. Leveza is purified, concentrated, and FDA approved. Leveza isn't right for everyone. Tell your doctor if you're allergic to fish, have other medical conditions, and about any medications you're taking, especially those that may increase risk of bleeding. Blood tests are needed before and during treatment. In some, LDL or bad cholesterol may increase. Possible side effects include burping, upset stomach, and change in sense of taste. Think you have very high triglycerides? Ask your doctor about Leveza.
Well, a lot of choices tonight, but now it's time for the Land Rover drive of the game.
And it was a long one. Fourth inning, Andrew Jones in his 7th home run of the year. Man, it takes a while to get through this highlight. One of 24 hits the Yanks pounded out tonight. Made it very easy for Ivan Nova.
17-3, but that was maybe the hardest hit ball of the night. Andrew Jones, 7th home run of the year. That's our Land Rover drive of the game. Here are the totals from tonight's ball game. Second game of the day-night doubleheader goes the Yankees' way in a big way. 17-3, 17 runs, 24 hits, no errors. For the Orioles, 3 runs, 9 hits. They made a couple of errors, both of those coming in the first inning. Ivan Nova, the winner, now 9-4. Zach Britton takes the loss. He didn't get out of the first. 6-8. 12 runs in the first inning, most in New York Yankees history. Cano, first career 5-hit game. He also had 5 runs batted in. Nova's the winner. 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts in his return from the minor leagues. Most hits for the Yankees since July 22nd, 2007, when they had 25 against the Tampa Bay Rays. Fans, coming up on the YES Network, stay tuned for the W.B. Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and Kim Jones. Special thanks to senior producer Bill Boland, coordinating director John Moore, vice president of operations Zed Delaney, our supervising producer Woody Fryman, and the executive producer is Mr. John J. Filippelli. Join us again Sunday when Yankees baseball as the Bombers take on the Orioles from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Coverage begins at 12:30 on the YES Network. Once again, the final score, the Yankees 17, the Orioles 3. Let's go to Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry in our YES Network studios.
All right, Kenny, thank you. Great to have you with us on the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame round 2, because it was an 8-3 win for the Yankees in game 1. And, Jack, if we thought offense was the story in that game, that was just a warm-up act for game 2.
Right, Bob, this was an annihilation. I mean, this game was over by the first inning. We couldn't say that because we wanted people to hang around and watch the whole game. But 25 runs in the doubleheader, as you said, 17 in the nightcap, 8 players with at least 2 hits each. And it was about 10 hours ago when we sat here and we said that the Yankees want to try and end this homestand with a flourish. They're a better team than the Orioles. The Orioles are a last-place team going nowhere. And the Yankees did that today. Just an intimidating performance offensively.
And you mentioned incredible numbers littered up and down that Yankees lineup. Let's get to our Chevy player of the game. And this one goes to Robinson Cano tonight. 5 for 5, 2 doubles, 5 runs batted in, 5 runs scored. He absolutely tore the cover off the ball tonight. Had some very good at-bats. They got better, as Paul O'Neill mentioned, throughout the course of the game. So, Robbie Cano, your Chevy player of the game. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get post-game reaction from Kim Jones in the clubhouse. She's also talking to Joe Girardi. We'll hear that as well right after a break.
The Yankees postgame show on YES is presented by W.B. Mason. For office furniture and supplies at amazingly low prices, who but W.B. Mason?
It's just as I feared. Cheap adhesive. Can I help you?
We're low-price assurance detectives.
You bought cheap store brand name badges, didn't you?
But they said they were just as good as Avery badges.
Just as good.
It's never, never, never.
Just as good.
Next time, buy right from W.B. Mason and get Avery name badges that really stick.
At a price you'll love.
Who but W.B. Mason?
Daycare can be expensive. So to save some money, I found one that uses robots instead of real people, because robots work for free.
Good morning, female child.
Floss? Maybe.
There's an easier way to save. Get online. Go to geico.com. Get a quote. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Patience has its place. But when you're looking for a new crossover, and find one with exceptional fuel economy and exceptional features, patience can wait.
During the Lincoln Summer Exclusive Sales Event, get limited time offers on Lincoln MKX. Plus 4 years complimentary maintenance.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
School is now in jam session. Rock out with Beats Audio, quad speakers, and Blu-ray at a price that will blow you away. Only on the HP DV6T. Get it at your favorite retailer or hpdirect.com.